with me. Let us with me. Oh, with me. King, such fun. Jump with me. Let us with me. Jump, oh, with me. Me.
Great big hit, play lecture on. Great big hit, play music and good times. Great big hit, play lecture on. Great big hit, play music each day.
Jump with me. Let us with me. Oh, with me. King, such fun. With me. One let us with me. Jump, oh, with me.
Play lecture on. Play music each day is a dub. It's just a play lecture on. Just a play music each day. Useful and fun. I think we got it.
When green, dee-dee-doo, doo-doo, big bird, just,
Great time on Sesame Street.
Also,
pepper, wonder, two, and two,
P-O-G.
this bird play this bird this bird play music
each day
is a dub. It's this bird play this bird this bird play music
each day
is a dub.
it's
Great time on Sesame Street. 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 Great time on Sesame Street.
what do you think?
Well, it's not the kind of music that old Willie Shakespeare here used to write.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another DaraChat. My name
Dude, I was just getting into that track, bro. I was ready to.
hey, that's that one's called Muppet. What was it called? It's called Muppet Bash. Yeah.
It's pretty good. I'm here for it. It was
Mu-
like all the episodes of Sesame Street I watched when I was a kid.
Yeah, Muppet Mash. It's what it's called. It was actually created by a content creator called Pogo, who no longer is making anything more. So other stuff came in the way, but his stuff is on YouTube.
Life
Yeah.
gets
Well,
in the way, brother.
well, life and social media stuff. There
Yeah.
was that.
Yeah.
But he his stuff is on YouTube, and I left a link in the description for anyone to go and check out themselves, because majority of the stuff that he had, well, the majority of stuff that I have is stuff that he's created. So some people say I'll make my own music video or whatever. I'm like, well, there's this great guy called Pogo. I'm gonna use his stuff. So
Pretty good.
yeah, no, and I'm not monetizing YouTube, so I'm not in any trouble with that. But
I feel
who
it.
knows
I
one
feel
day.
it. I feel it.
But
Yeah, Rumble's cool though. Rumble's cool about that stuff.
yeah, well, that's for a time period of now. The future is still unwritten in stone. But that's the other missing point. But the point of the matter is my name is Daramuth, or Dara for short, because some people did not get past the first line of the English language, and I have sadness for all those. The literate illiterates is
Yeah.
what I call them.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
here
yeah.
here I am. I'm one of them.
Do
Let's
you
do
read
it. It's gonna be a great night.
do you read a caution sign and say, "I'll enter that all on your own"?
Sometimes.
Do you see an exit sign and it says "Don't exit here," and you're just like, "Sure, why not?"
I'm a big fan of driving into the one way by accident.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Welcome to South
Oh,
Florida. No one down here can drive because they've all come from New York and it's terrible.
oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
I've only been thankfully I've only been in one accident in my life. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault.
Mm,
Um, but it's just one of those things where it's not a fun ordeal when you get in a car crash because you know how
yeah.
they do those commercials, right? You know you hear the car crashing them and all stuff. That's not what it sounds like.
No, it's like crunching metal and
Oh,
screaming.
yeah. Well, I wasn't any screaming from my end, but there was certainly crunching metal.
Yeah, I feel it.
Goodness
I feel it.
sake.
Well,
And
hey
it was
man, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
yeah, no, yeah, of course. Obviously, you're a busy man doing busy things because
Ooh,
you're always wanted. Is the
I'm
point?
I don't know if I'm always wanted, but I'm always somewhere. Like I'm always between my IRL job
Yeah,
and what we do here in This is the Ray, man. It is a constant race that never ends, but we love it, man. It's the way we do it.
yeah. I don't know. I've got my full time job doing all that stuff, and obviously always the answer would be like I'd rather be doing this, but then I realized, I wouldn't want to rely on content creation full time just because it's basically working for tips.
I just put a tweet out yesterday about this topic that's sitting at about 20,000 views right now,
Mm,
and has had quite a bit of surprisingly. There've been some Rumblers that have been on the thread, but like lots of creators from outside of Rumble who are weighing in on this. Where basically I said like, "Hey, look, if you're trying to be a full time content creator, flat out, you start this thing as a hobby.
yeah,
You don't tell your wife to support you for the next 16 months while you quit your job and make your kids go hungry because you try to do it." And
yeah,
man, I've had people on both sides of the coin arguing for and against what I'm saying, but like overwhelmingly, there have been people that have come in and been like, "Man, I wish I'd have seen this 3 years ago because this is exactly what I did and it ruined everything." Or like,
yeah,
so like I think it's really funny that you opened with that topic. It's been something that's been on our mind, like content creation as a sustainable career. It for sure can happen. I'm not telling anyone not to shoot their shot. I'm not telling
yeah,
anyone not to like chase their dream,
yeah,
but like be smart about the way that you do it. I mean, a lot of
yeah,
times people don't even consider real life things. So okay,
yeah,
like let's pretend that in February of 2025, I can bring in a monthly income through content creation that can replace the income that I got from my job. Great.
mm,
Are taxes included? Is healthcare included?
mm-mm,
Was it just one really good month? I would really encourage you not to quit your job after one really good month. Maybe do it
yeah,
6 or 8 months to know that it's sustainable.
yeah.
And I mean, I think that's one of the things that like I'm really trying to do. I've been in the production industry and television broadcast industry for over 20 years.
Wow.
And so like, uh, yeah, I do live AVL and live event production, and I've got contacts and content contracts and people that I
Jeez.
work with all over the country. Some from Major League Baseball, still some from the NFL. I'm NFLPA certified. Like I've done it all over the place. And I think that some people are so thirsty to quit their 9 to 5 or to quit their depression job or whatever it is that the first
Right.
opportunity they think they can take, they're going to take that exit. But like,
Yeah.
is it sustainable is the question. And the
Mm,
reality of it is, I think that as content creators, we all have to understand, even if we're killing it,
mm,
the hourglass is turned and it will only ever last for so long. Even
mm.
I made this point at the top of my show on Tuesday night. Even Ninja, who is one of the most highly
Yeah.
paid content creators of all time,
Oh, yeah.
if you watch his streams right now, he's talking about the fact that like he's gone from like, $20 million months to $2 and $3 million months. Now, I would love a $2 million month. That'd be my favorite thing I've ever heard. But the point that I'm making is even guys like Ninja, as they are aging, he has said, "I'm too old for Fortnite." Like I'm becoming like, do I want to be doing this into my 40s? Do I want to be playing the same exact game? Do I want to be doing the same exact style of content? And
Yeah.
so you got these guys that are trying to figure out now. Ninja, I mean, legitimately never has to do anything again if he doesn't want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
But the point that we're making here is like for those of us that are small to mid-size, and like I think the majority of us on Rumble are small size, other than maybe like Doc and Spartacus, maybe I would say
Crowder.
is large. Well, I'm talking about gaming. I'm
Right.
specifically talking gaming. Yeah,
Okay.
Rumble's full of lots of large scale
Yeah.
homies, just not in the gaming platform. Um, but like, how long can you sustain it? Like, what is your projection? How long can you do this to be profitable? Or should you do content creation the way that it's actually been intended? Like, should you just create because you love creating? And I think that's a great conversation.
Well, yeah. And I've sort of stated that many times because the issue of it is that you got a lot of people wanting to go after they see it as it's not easier in the sense of whatever, but it's
It's not.
something.
People think it is, but it's not.
Well, I've always seen it like, okay, so you have the regular 9 to 5 job. Would you
Mhm.
want to replace the 9 to 5 job for a 15 to 20 hour job? Because that's
Yep.
what content create. That's if you go full time for content creation. Because you hear stories from other content creators who are in that sort of thing where they're making the thumbnails, they're doing shorts, and then they
Yep.
spend on editors and short makers and all stuff. And then at a certain point, it's just like, then what is this thing, right? Because
It is a job.
yeah,
It
and
is
that,
a full-time production job.
yeah,
100%.
yeah, and for me, it's just like when going back to the very beginning of what YouTube used to be, not
Mhm.
not so much anymore now, but still, it wasn't it wasn't a money maker in the sense of what content creation has become, and this is across all platforms. All platforms
Yep.
that have monetization, it's become this place of I can make money doing X, Y, and Z with this, and that's understandable, right? Like some people have, some people share their DIYs and all that sort of stuff.
Yep. Yep.
There's
Yep.
there's stuff on there. Like I know that like Stanford puts classes and stuff on
Yeah.
YouTube and all that. But the problem of it is though is that it's very it's working for tips. If you've
Yeah.
ever worked in the food industry, like I used to deliver pizza and some people have waiters and waitresses and all that stuff. It's basically that.
Yeah. 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 Well, I think that's one of the things that's so funny. Like this whole conversation started because there it started because a Twitch guy whose name I think is Breezy got on. I think you've probably seen it. Almost everyone in Rumble has seen it, and he was like,
Easy.
"Yeah, man, do they pay you guys to promote Rumble? Because I've never one time seen a viewer say that that's their preferred platform to watch." I'm paraphrasing. That's the gist of what he said. Like,
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
and then so some of the Rumble homies got in and they like defended Rumble and they said, no, Joe Donuts got in there and he said some things. And I've seen good ones say some things and
Yeah,
Soltech said some things and like all these
yeah.
different people said some things. And then there's a Rumble creator that jumped in and was like responding to Joe Donuts. And Joe Donuts' point was basically like, no, they're not
And
paying us
yeah,
to promote it, but like we believe in it. And so we promote it because we believe in it. And
yeah.
he listed like 4 or 5 things that people disagree with. And he also kind of countered those things to an extent. And
Mm.
a Rumble creator, I think his name's Mike. I don't know the guy. I'm
Yeah, I
Mike,
know what you're talking about. I
Mike,
saw it.
if you see this, I'm not trying to dog on you because I know I brought this up on my show the other day too.
Yeah.
But like I have seen Mike on social media and he has been all sorts of anti like Rumble and really anti content production over the last 2 to 3 months.
Right.
And I think it's because he's like taking it in the shorts a little bit. Like it's very clear that he felt like Rumble was pushing him and helping him, and Rumble was letting
To a
his stuff
degree,
get
yes.
traction.
To a degree,
He
yes.
felt like that. And
Right.
then one of the tweets from 2 or 3 months ago, and again, like I'm not trying to like misquote here. It's just been a while, but the
Right.
gist of it was either that there had been an influx of creators and he felt he got pushed out, or just in general, he felt like he got pushed out. And he felt like a light switch got turned off and he went from being able to be featured and he hadn't been featured in 2 or 3 months and like
Right.
he wasn't getting any traction. And I saw him say a couple months ago, like, I just don't know what the point of even creating here is anymore. I'm going to go back to multi-streaming. I'm going to go back to whatever, which by the way, like no one told you to stop multi-streaming. Like
Mm.
go stream where you want, go do what you want. Like Rumble doesn't have in their term of service anywhere telling you not to do it. And this is not like a Rumble defense conversation.
Right.
I'm
Oh no,
just
don't
saying, like,
believe me. Believe me,
yeah,
I can get you there.
yeah, that's not the point. Like it's
Right.
not the point for me.
Mm.
Rumble doesn't pay me any more than they pay you or any of the other guys that are in the creator program,
Mm.
right? But the truth is, I think that like sometimes whether it's Mike or me or you or Joe Donuts or Goodwin or Joker or I
Right.
mean any of us that are in
Mhm.
this, I mean whether it's Pudge or Casey or Meg, I mean any of us,
Mhm.
right? At the end of the day, our success solely like it rests on our shoulders. It
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
And is Rumble perfect? Not a chance. Is
Nope.
Kick perfect? No way.
Nope.
Is
None of them.
YouTube perfect?
Nope.
None of them are perfect.
Correct.
And like, let's just be honest. The most of us that are on Rumble right now have tested the waters other places and found no traction and then made our way to Rumble. Like, let's just be real. Like,
Right.
like if we are pushing Rumble as a primary, it's because Rumble as a primary is working and the other pages are not. Like, let's just be honest.
Right. Right.
And so like there is a benefit of Rumble being a young, very small platform. But his argument to Joe Donuts was like, there's not enough viewers to go around. And
Correct.
Joe's response was, well, what's the problem with Twitch, that there's too many viewers to see you? Like the point that I'm making, and really like the apple box that I stand on in the middle of the street corner, is saying like, you have to own your content, period. Like,
Yes.
none of these platforms are going to give it to you. It's just not going to happen. It's
And none
not
of them
how
are
it
gonna-
works.
And none of them are going to protect it either. That's the
No.
issue.
No, like if I got on my stream tomorrow and nuked my stream by saying a whole bunch of insane stuff and doing crazy things, like
Right.
I did that. If I get on my stream tomorrow and I'm not engaging and I'm not entertaining and people don't want to see me talk to them, and then that's on me. And so the baseline and my sermon for this week has been like, create because you love creating, create quality content, do it on the side, and as it grows, let it grow, let it be natural. Whether it's this Breezy guy or Mike, who again I don't know, so I'm not attending to be disrespectful to this guy, or one of the several people that I've seen on social media in the last 6 months since I've been here that
Yeah.
want to constantly trash this platform while they're taking paychecks from it. I think people need to realign their opinion of content creation in general. Okay, here are the benefits of Rumble.
Understandable.
You're monetized on day one.
Correct.
Okay, I don't have to hit any metrics. I don't have to do a single thing to
Right.
allow people to come into my chat and to support me by donations, which, let's be clear, for content creators, that is a significant portion of their income.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
why you have Dr. Disrespect, that while he's live, and if you don't like Dr. Disrespect, Timmy, Nick, whoever, oh, hey, Daramuth, thanks so much for the 20 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they want people to be seen. They want people to be heard. They know that people are giving them the 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, sometimes $1,000 in donations because
Yeah.
they want their name to be said by the person that they're sending the money to. Like, people are just paying for attention. That's what
yeah.
subscriptions is. And so like if you have a community that you can bring here that is supporting you financially, you are at an advantage and you can make money, and you can make enough money to support yourself, assuming that your community is big enough. Because here's the deal, the premium creator program is not intended to be a salary.
None
It's
of
not
it
that.
is.
No.
None of it is.
So that's my opening statements. I'm tired of the complaining and the blaming of the platform, regardless of which platform it is.
Right. And many of them have reason for. Now obviously there are people who take it too far. I can agree to that. But there are points to where people don't feel heard and their complaints are just built up of over time. So the person I know you're talking about is Mike.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I've
So,
had
like,
him on. So I've had him on and I had that discussion with him because he did give that. And so one of the problems I see many times is no one's gone to the point of understanding. And that means sitting down with the individual and talking about it. Now I did see that whole back and forth with Mike and of course what Joe Donuts did.
yeah,
But
I didn't see Mike respond. Maybe he did. I didn't see it if he
no,
did.
he responded after. It was after the whole the list of things that
Yeah.
Joe Donuts was responding to Breezy or Beezy or one of the two. And you can't blame Beezy because again he's the YouTube.
He's
and
ignorant to
so-
Rumble. He's a Twitch guy.
Well, yes, but
Yeah,
then
he's,
again,
he's not a Rumble guy.
right. Well, again, that's a platform loyalty thing, and I'm not interested in platform loyalty.
No, that again, like, that's not the discussion here. Like the discussion to me is that in the content creator sphere, you have a better chance of making it in the NBA than you do to make it as a content creator. There are so many creators, and I just talked about this on my show the other day. Like 2 years ago, when I was really starting to take content creation like way more serious, I had to step away for a little bit because of my actual career. But like when I was pushing it really hard, I'd started getting sponsorships from companies. Respawn Products was sponsoring me. Glitch Energy was sponsoring me. I was working with Ollie, who runs collabs and Glitch and a couple other things on a couple other side projects. Like I was starting to have, okay, here's a couple $100 a month here, here's a couple $100 a month there, here's a couple, and like, you know, the reality of content creation is like, what are your streams of income? Okay, how much money I'm going to make every month from my viewers, how much money I'm going to make from salaries or deals with the platform, how much money I'm going to make on advertisers, you know what I mean? Like all these different things. Like maybe I'm also a video and photo editor. Can I do that on the side also and like also create it, right? So I'm doing my production company. I'm doing my content creation. I've got money that is starting to very slowly trickle in.
Mhm.
And so as that money's coming in, I met with one of these guys, and you know these guys. There's these like representatives are like, pay me $1,000 a month, and I'll manage you, and I'll make sure you get that. All's garbage. It never works. However,
Right.
this guy was pretty open to having conversations with me, and I do believe that there's something that can be learned through conversing. I think that you and
Yep.
I are both going to learn great things on either side of the coin tonight, right? Like,
Mhm.
or we wouldn't podcast, because what's the point if we're not learning and growing and evolving and all those sorts of things? And so
True.
this guy was like, send me your 5 best videos, send me your 5 worst videos. Let me see who you are as a creator, good, bad, and ugly.
Mhm.
Um, and he came back to me and he was like, I gotta tell you, Ray, your videos are incredible. He's like, you check every box that I could possibly check off, and I go to see them on TikTok, and there's no reasonable understanding of why you don't get more than 300 or 400 views of video, and that sometimes they pop off to 5,000.
Right.
He was like, there are creators that do way worse content than you. They speak way worse than you. They've got worse camera presence than you. They got worse production quality than you, and they're smoking it. He said, I'm going to tell you the thing that no one ever is going to tell you. He was like, you could pay me $1,000 every month.
Uh-huh.
He's like, but you're already doing literally everything that I would tell you to do.
Mhm.
He's like, there are a lot better creators than you that will never make it. And you
Mhm.
just have to understand that that's kind of the part of it. And so
Mhm.
I think it's really important for us as creators to like um keep a good bearing and a good compass of where we are and
Mhm.
where we're going. Do I think that content I make is good? Yes. Do I think it could be better? Absolutely. I'm not happy with it. Like I'm well, let me say I'm happy. I'm not satisfied. Like I'm always growing.
Mhm.
I'm always pushing. I'm always trying to go to the next level.
Yeah.
It really bums me out. And to some places, like it breaks my heart to see guys like whether it's Mike or several of the people specifically since Rumble started introducing new metrics for their creator program,
Right.
who have just been like, everything's against me and no one wants to see me be great. And blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, that's just not the thing. Like, go
Right.
perform. You could earn $100 million Major League Baseball contract if you can pitch.
Mhm.
And if you stop pitching well, you will get cut immediately. Like,
Right. It's millions
that's
of
how
dollars. Yeah.
that's how this world works. And
Mhm.
so, for me, I'm enjoying the content that I create. I'm enjoying the networking in the community and meeting people. I'm
Mhm.
enjoying an opportunity to be able to speak, and I guess have a voice and a platform. But there is zero part of me that's currently trying to be like the next Peanut or like the next Timmy. Like
Mhm.
that's not what I'm doing. So
And
yeah, beating the algos, that's a thing. Live search app says beating the various algos across platforms is tough. Some
mhm.
have crazy censorship. Yeah, I mean TikTok. I worked with a TikTok agency that was sponsoring me,
Mhm.
and every month there'd be a new list of words that we couldn't say.
Yeah.
And it was, hey, just so you know, it's not a person that's reviewing this. If the bot thinks you say this word, your stream will be taken down immediately, and you'll lose all monetization of that stream.
Yeah.
And they were like really silly things,
Yeah.
like words like faith,
Yeah.
not like offensive words.
Mm. Well, and I've had shorts on TikTok where they've been hit with like a community violation, whatever, and then I
Mhm.
appealed because nothing of what they said in the community strike was anything to do with, and the appeal went away. Obviously,
Yep.
I won the appeal. But the point of the matter though is that yeah, it is correct that the across various platforms, whether YouTube or whatever,
Yep.
the issue of it is going back to what you stated is treating it like a hobby because no one, and I mean no one, whoever steps in this field should ever expect to make it big or make any form of any money whatsoever.
I'm making way more money right now with Rumble than I thought I would anywhere.
Right, but the expectation of that is the point, is not
Mhm.
to expect to make those things because it shouldn't the monetization to some grand point has kind of ruined that
Mhm.
point of creativity. Now it can't support
Oh,
people who
see,
are.
oh, you and me are gonna be friends tonight. We're gonna be great friends.
Believe me, I've had a lot of talks. It's getting there. But my point is like this is a thing. Like if we want to do an example, right? If we want to use an example, we can use YouTube as an example, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people built their lives upon YouTube only
Mhm.
because what of YouTube offer? YouTube offers a lot of great tools. It often
Yep.
got a lot of great views because it's billions, or let's put it this way, billions of people. An
Yeah.
ocean is what
Yeah.
YouTube is.
Yeah.
Rumble is a lake. It's a little fishing lake.
100%. Not even.
Yeah, well, it's like
Rumble,
well, it's bigger than a
Rumble's like,
politics.
and I mean this respectfully. So in Rumble, when you see this, I'm not trying to say this to be rude, but like in the gaming scene, maybe not in the politics, the podcasting, and the news scene, but in the gaming scene, like Rumble is a little koi pond that we built in our backyard. I mean, like
Yeah.
it's very young, and I think that that's a great advantage to creators. They don't understand that. When I see people complaining about how small Rumble is, I'm like, dude, like you, like this is good for you, because I promise you, 70% of the current creator program that Rumble is paying on a monthly basis to not talk to their chat and to look at their screen, not even look at their camera and play Call of Duty and get a check for a couple $100 a month. There's no other platform that's doing that, because you're
Right.
not a good content creator. You kind of suck.
Well,
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not entertaining. You don't talk about anything. You don't engage in your chat. You're not building a community. You just go live and you play Call of Duty.
well, and that's on any platform, though. I mean, even the other platforms that have different forms of monetization can have that issue too. Like it's,
Yeah, but the difference is Rumble, in their aggressive expansion to bring in creators,
aggressive. Yeah.
is paying you where none of these other platforms will. I mean, look,
Yeah.
Rumble just changed for the month of December. Rumble made the stream hours to qualify to apply 1 hour.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
1
And
hour.
that leaves a bit of a question though because of other things, but we won't get that right now.
I think that what you're going to see is Rumble's going to do a push to try to give people an opportunity to join the program.
I'm going in the opposite direction, but I'm slightly there with you. I'm thinking because hey, Vapin, how you doing? Had this gentleman on.
Hey, Haas.
Hey,
What okay?
thanks. But I people still have to do the requirements, although one of the requirements they forgot to mention when they had stated that was you still have to be paying premium in order to be in it as well. So you have to do all the metrics that are in the creator
Lots of people
dashboard.
are upset about this premium payment.
And again, they are coming from other platforms where that's not the case, so that's understandable from their perspective, right? You
What are
can
your
say
thoughts on it?
my thing is what I've seen from other people. Some people are all right with it. Some people are okay with it. They've done the math numbers and like I can get paid a lot. And I've seen some people too with the experience.
I
But
mean, I make significant more than $9 every month.
right.
So, what are we talking about? Honestly, what are we talking about?
We're talking about people's different perspectives and
Yeah,
experiences. That's what we're talking
text is telling you right there. It costs you $10 to make over $250 a month in a bonus.
That's not always the case, though. Sometimes it's less than 250. The point of the matter is, though, is that everyone experiences the point differently, and that's the problem that's the problem that keeps coming up. Yes, yes. All you do is pay $10 a month, and you're in, and you can make more than what you put in. But the problem of it is, people are coming from different platforms, and they're coming from platforms where that's not the case. So
Yeah,
you
but
have to
those
take
platforms also aren't paying them a monthly salary unless they are part of like the KPC or KPI or whatever the kick program, or whether they've got an exclusive
KCIP.
contract.
Yeah,
Yeah.
KCIP, I think it's called.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. Or you're under exclusive contract with Twitch or YouTube or Facebook. I mean, like, let's also talk about the fact that YouTube, and again, like, I'm not trying to bloviate Rumble here. I'm just saying that like YouTube is literally bankrupting creators right now because people are charging back their donations in huge amounts, and the creators have already cashed the money out, and
Yeah,
it's overdrawn the creators.
I saw that, but that can happen with any platform, though. That's not just a YouTube thing. That can be on any platform where someone does a chargeback because it's a card issue.
I
Right.
guess the point that I'm making here is that there are still, because the platform is young, there are opportunities for brand new creators that you will not have anywhere else.
Right. A young platform,
Mhm.
can offer that. However, you're asking you're having this. Well, it's 2013 is when it started, so I don't know if I would consider it still young. But the point of the matter is, you're asking
It's
people.
young in gaming though.
Yeah,
and
that part.
and the things from 2013 that they've done have hurt them in the gaming industry. Like, we cannot sit here and act like people are not anti-Rumble. I get told by every Twitch creator that I personally know that realized I'm streaming on Rumble, and they're like, "You're on that dirty racist place." I mean, imagine Twitch, who 2 years ago was OnlyFans Lite and had more naked
Yeah.
females on their front page than
The thought, the
any
substream, yeah,
website on the internet,
yeah.
virtue signaling and telling you that you are on the unholy platform. That's a thing, you know?
Right. But again, that's a form of tribalism. Every platform has it. There's no platform that's
Yep.
exempt from that. Right? No platform, no, it's a human nature thing. No platform is exempt from bias. No platform is exempt from tribalism. Every platform has it. Don't care who else says anything else. That's what I've seen too many times. My point is, we have this case where we have a platform that wants to play it big, right? I've seen it many
Yeah,
times with
they're
the
trying.
CEO, and many times with the CEO who wants to play it big. The problem of it is with Rumble is that it wants to play it big, but it's not there yet
No,
to
it's
that
not.
bigness.
It's not.
But and the problem of that is that there are parts of it that need work. And
Mhm.
yes, they are getting there to some degree, but when you talk big and you have little to show for it, that becomes a problem in itself. And it becomes a problem because you have platforms that have had out there, the technology is going with it, right? So they've had years and stuff. And of course, YouTube has Google, which is infinite at this point and global.
Yep.
Rumble, in essence, is not global. It does not have global servers across the world like Google does, right? We can attest to that. The issue of it is, though, it's also blocked in other countries like Russia, like
Yep.
Brazil, still, and all the other stuff. So it's working against it. The issue also is that it's not apolitical. It is political,
Yep.
and the majority scale. I know people are saying gamings get there, but I can tell you right now, from the data I've collected, about 65% or more is political on the other spec,
Yeah,
right?
but hold on, yes, it's political content. Absolutely, right?
Majority is,
But
yes.
but the problem, let's be clear, the resistance from people is not because Rumble is political content. The problem is that people believe that the political content that's on Rumble is right-winged and conservative. That's the problem.
Well,
One of the
it
largest streamers in the world right now is Hassan is one of the most liberal political creators of all time, and that's
on
all
Twitch.
he talks about.
Yeah,
And he
on
is the
Twitch.
face of Twitch.
Pretty much, yeah.
Twitch and Kick and all these other platforms are just as political as Rumble are. They're just
Mhm.
on the other side of the pond. And the funny thing is, Rumble is not suppressing leftist communication. Leftist communication is afraid to be on Rumble because of the conservatism that has already taken over. And I get a little bit frustrated about it, not because I'm trying to defend Rumble, but like I'm so tired of living under this rock where people act like Twitch is not political. It is political. It's just liberal.
Oh, political and e-thought right there. We can attest that the hot tub streams were a thing for a while. They
Yeah,
probably
I
still are.
remember. Yeah, yeah. Well, but again, like it was hot tub streams, it was body painting streams. It
Yes.
was for a while. I'm painting, and when I paint topless, and that's considered art. So I'm just going to be naked on camera with a canvas behind me that makes it look like I'm painting. Like
Oh, yeah.
Twitch went through a mess over the
Yeah.
last 2 years, a
Yeah.
mess. And so,
It's
like,
fire.
the reality of it is, as a content creator, I think that all of us need to realize that the tribalism can't be based or tied to a platform. Your tribe is you and your content.
Yeah, well, and your circle or your community or whatever. The point of the matter is, though, is that I am not going to be a hype person for a singular platform
Yeah.
because I want to be realistic about one, what people see the platform as.
Mhm.
And it varies. It's not just the
Yep.
one way you spoke. It varies.
Yep.
Another part is, yeah, I know that. Yeah, because of that. But the problem of it,
Quick flash, quick flash. Let's get
quick
out
flash.
there.
But the point of the matter is, though, is while we can celebrate the goods, because I've always been about, I will praise Rumble when it does well,
Yep.
and I will admonish it when it does poorly. I'm not going to sit here and not discern it that there aren't some just on that point alone about the issues at hand. Yes, it has a big rock to go uphill with.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
Sisyphus. It's Sisyphus, right? It has the creditor stuff. Do I think stuff like the Rumble wallet is going to fix the issues of when people cannot get their payment because they're not getting an answer from support? No. I've
Yep.
seen one too many examples for me to sit here and say, "Oh, I can agree with that." That's my issues. Like I don't like the form of tribalism. That's why I don't like when people call up a platform family. And this is just me because that's a form of building a tribalism. And I get that, right? I get it. But my point is no platform, and I've been told this, no platform owes you anything.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
But I don't owe any platform anything either.
I agree. I agree 1,000%. And you know what I think? Like when we're having this conversation, the core of this conversation is, you know, let's just say it. Like, are some Rumble creators culty? Like that's the discussion. Like, are can people be culty? Can people not be
Yes.
culty? Like,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
you called it tribalism. It's the same thing. You know,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, like let's look at me, right? 6 months in, on day one, really lucky to get a 60,000 view front page feature on my very first stream.
Right.
I don't know why. Like I didn't pay anybody. I didn't know anybody here. I didn't. I met Lumpy.
Right.
I met Lumpy doing a game test for Gray Zone Warfare,
Hmm.
sitting around a virtual campfire, and I got sniped in the face, and he made a clip about it, and we thought it was funny, and I connected. I saw he was on Rumble, and I tried to get on Rumble. And I asked Tex a few questions the day that they announced the Rumble, what were they called? The ambassadors. I was like, hey man, I know you don't know me. I tried Rumble yesterday. I had some issues. I think it's because I'm using Restream. Can you walk me through a couple things? And I went live that night, and chat popped off. Gaming on Rumble came in on my very first night. Like, now I also am very aware that's not everybody's experience.
Yes.
I get that. I
Mhm.
totally understand that. But in my 6 months here, I've had more front page features than I would have ever dreamed that I had on any platform. I've
Mhm.
had more streams of 30, 40, and 50,000 views than I ever thought I would. And we can talk about all of the, people say some of it's botted and people whatever it is. We can talk about all that kind of stuff. I'm an open
Right.
book. I'm happy to talk about all of the things. But the point that I'm making is outside of all that, in 6 months, I'm approaching 700 followers, which I'm about 110, 120 followers every month consistently is when I'm coming in. It's a slow growth, but it is a growth, and it's more growth than I've seen in any other streaming platform that I've had. And Rumble has allowed me, because of RTMP pass through is very clean and that capture is very clean. I get great video quality out of my VODs, and I can make
Right.
all the content that I want out of it. I mean,
Sure.
again, so for me, where
Right.
I have felt stifled in other platforms, and I'm not sure if you've heard the story, so I'll keep it short and sweet.
Sure.
But like when I was pushing and was becoming sponsored by companies, and I was
Mhm.
in a competition to become sponsored by Respawn actually, and
Oh,
so Twitch and Kick was brand new. Like I
right.
was one of the first 100 Kick accounts. Like we're in Kick, we're in Twitch, and someone came in my chat, and I did the streamer thing. Oh, hey, so and so, how's your day? Oh, it's pretty bad actually. I'm sorry to hear that. Why is your day bad? My mom's in the hospital.
Mhm.
All I said was that sucks, man. I'll be praying for your mom. That's all. It's all I said. I didn't say that Jesus Christ is the only way to heaven and he is the only healing that you can find. And if
Right.
you don't follow Jehovah and Yahweh, I didn't say any of that.
Mhm.
I just simply said what non-Christians even say. Man,
Mhm.
I'm praying for your mom. Sorry. Thoughts and prayers, man. Hate to hear that for you. I
Mhm.
got more DMs from Twitch support. Don't you
Oof.
ever do that again. I almost got removed from the competition.
Mhm.
Don't you ever say something like that again. Do you understand that this person is a member of the trans community, and that's the most offensive thing that you could say to them, because faith and LGBTQ are at odds with each other, and how dare you be so I'm like, dude, I just was trying to say have a better day.
Mhm.
That was it. And so like when I get tribalist or culty for a platform like Rumble, I do feel like I've tried the same kind of content that's working here in other places and it hasn't worked.
Mhm.
And I do feel like there's an opportunity here. But
Right.
the overwhelming complainers don't have good quality, and they don't have lights on, and they're not putting in the time to make thumbnails, and they're not putting in the time to think about their stream names, and they're not opening their stream and attempting to cultivate a communicating chat, and they're not doing any of those things that streamers do. They're also not spending any amount of time in anyone else's stream networking.
Mhm.
Now, Rumble, I'm not saying they have to go like, I'm not going to jump into your chat, Darren, with them, be like, hey, don't forget I'm live at 10:30. Here's a link to that's rude. Like,
Yeah.
we don't do that, right?
Yeah.
But also, like, I can come in your chat and just hang out.
Mhm.
Like in the 6 months that I've been here, I've spent more time on this platform on my lunch breaks, in my car traveling, at night before I go to bed in other people's chats, giving donations, saying what's up, interacting with people, meeting people. And never one time have I been like, okay, everybody, now that I'm here, come see my stream. That's not the thing. But like, community building is community building, and there's work that goes into it. And if you think that any platform, whether it's red, green, blue, purple, whatever the color of the logo of the platform is going to do that for you, they're not. So stop complaining. Like, that's my point.
Right, and I get that. My instance, though, is to separate actual complainers from people who've been burned. And I will say this, some people put a lot of their emotion into the
Yeah.
platform.
Because they get offended.
Well, but it's a no-go. That you should never put your emotion first, you should never put your emotion in the platform, because once you do that, you get emotionally tied to the platform. And it doesn't matter what the platform is, you're emotionally tied to the platform. And what that does, it creates a point, it can create a point of resentment when the platform does not live to the expectations that one, the platform puts out, and two, the one you put in your own head about the
Yeah, and I think that's the hard thing, and like maybe this will change with time. Like once my spotlight in Rumble ends, and people, I think you said it earlier, like I'm wanted to be around. Once I'm not wanted any longer, maybe my opinion will change. But the reality of it is, like, I don't consider myself to be a good content creator. I think I'm a better content creator than I'm a streamer. I don't
Mhm.
consider myself to be a good streamer, and I feel like I have every opportunity to be successful here, 100%.
Mhm.
But I also know that my DMs on Twitter, or I guess
Mhm.
you want to call it X,
Yeah.
my Twitter DMs and my Discord are full every day of people that say things like, you know how long I've been on Rumble and you've just got here, and like, why are you getting featured and I'm not now? What
Mhm.
did you do? How dare
Mhm.
you? Who do you think you are? Like, you took my what are we talking about?
Well, part of that is, again, people at Rumble are human.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be biased. And I'm not saying that I know, I'm just saying as in human nature, people
Yep.
get biased. Like right now, I am blocked by Rumble Mario, the head of operations, and I didn't really do very much other than say I think maybe him and Rick need to take a step back, and there needs to be someone who has the spokesperson for Rumble that needs to be a more unified message. That's all I've ever said. I've never said anything bad, truly bad about him other than I didn't like his personality, and I got blocked by the head of operations, and that's the guy who's in charge of support. So there's things there where there's a personality, there is bias, and so editor's pick is a manual curation
100%.
with
100%.
the contract stuff, right? Contract like Dr. Disrespect and the whole lineup that you know about. That's all part of that ordeal.
Which, let
There,
me say this clearly because I've been accused of this.
sure.
I'm not under contract with Rumble. Like,
Neither am I.
they've never no, this is important that I say this everywhere that I can, because I did some programming with side scrollers at Rumble about a month and a half ago.
Oh, the subathon, right?
No, before the subathon.
Oh, okay.
Subathon, the response I got from Subathon, even from some creators that it surprised me, was like, I don't understand why Ray's here. He has less than 600 followers. Why would he be there?
Mhm.
But when I came out of the first time that I spent time at Rumble's offices and studio, it was, oh, congratulations. It must be nice that Rumble gave you a contract. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not under contract with anybody.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess if you want to consider the creator program a contract, sure. But like,
Possibly, yeah.
I'm just in the creator program.
Mm.
That's it.
What? Well, that people assume that of Lumpy too, right? People
Mhm.
assume that Lumpy works for Rumble because of all the stuff. Heck, sometimes it's hard to tell, but it is what it is. But yeah, it is a kind of a setting feat when people assume that right off the bat instead of asking questions. Even though
Yeah.
even if they ask questions, they might not get an answer anyway because contracts,
Yeah,
NDAs,
you get
all this
NDAs
stuff.
and all those things. I'm telling you, I'm not under an NDA.
Yeah,
I'm not there. And so, like,
yeah.
I believe, and like maybe this is just me being delusional,
Mm,
Ray. I think that when you work and you try to network and you try to be a part of the community and you put yourself out there and you put effort into your streaming quality and you're intentional about your topics when you talk about things, and there's a couple of people that I've got in my circle that like I talk through like all my strategies with, like what
mhm,
I'm going to do when I go live.
mhm,
And the reality of it is, I'm in a place where I feel like gaming is not going to be the primary portion of my streams. I'm going to game on my streams, but like
sure.
like podcasting and hosting and interaction and talking heads seems to do a lot better. And I can tell you, I can show you graphs where, okay, from June 1st to June 5th, I just went live and started playing immediately, and I averaged 400 to 500 views on those streams. From June 6th to June the 10th, I opened with a 45-minute podcast style multi-camera, me and the people I'm playing with having conversations like this, and I got featured in 3 of those 5 days and averaged 35,000 views.
Mhm.
Okay, so because I'm paying attention to that and because I'm tracking that, do you think I'm going to open and just game? Or do you think I'm going to open and do the things that seem like they're working? There's got to be evolution. There's got to be growth. And so for me, I mean, I took the step because of this. Like even in my branding, I dropped gaming from This Is the Ray. I'm not This
Yeah.
Is the Ray gaming on here anymore. I'm just This Is the Ray.
Yeah.
And I'm doing more than gaming, and I'm working on entertainment shows and I'm working on sports shows. But it's content and programming that I'm putting effort and time into, not just again mouse and keyboard on Call of Duty and trying to drop 40 bombs in Warzone.
Right.
Because I think that's dead. Not just me. I think like across the board. I think when Dr. Disrespect and when Timmy and when who else said it? It was Timmy and Doc and Nick. Obviously not together because they're like broken up from each other now, but they are all talking in the summer about the fact that like IRL streaming has taken over and just chatting is taking over and gaming streaming is dying. It's because people like it back in 2019 to watch someone build and crank victories like Ninja did in Fortnite was unique. It's not unique anymore. So
Well, and the problem of it is that on any platform you go to, there's a bunch of gamers anyway. Like you can't escape from like again, you can say for just about anything that pretty much anyone's doing it. For every way people try to find a niche out of a niche, you're trying to go down 4 to 5 levels to get those niches at this point.
Yeah.
Because pretty much it's a flooded field. Content creation is a flooded field, no matter the platform. Right.
and it's just going to hit or it's not going to hit. I mean, you look at guys that we talked about Burt Peanut a few minutes ago. That guy played Tarkov. That guy played all sorts of games. Arc Raiders hit and he exploded. He exploded on Arc Raiders.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just yeah, and that's always been my just part of my thing is I don't at least for on the Rumble side, I don't believe in monolith building. And my problem is that they did that with politics. And now they're doing that with gaming. And when you're talking about gaming and how it's sort of going off the side because there's just so many people doing it. There's
Yeah.
the indie gamers, retro gamers,
Mhm.
Minecraft gamers, Fortnite gamers, all this sort of thing. At a certain point, it becomes so oversaturated, it becomes worthless.
It becomes you're trying to find a needle in a stack of needles.
No haystack. You're trying to find a haystack. You're trying to find a haystack in a bunch of needles.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's impossible. It's all the
Yeah.
same. I mean, Vaping Gamer said it right now. Just about everyone is a streamer. It feels like everyone creates. And you know what? Like,
Yeah.
on the one hand, I think it's awesome that there's an outlet for expression for people to express. But like, when that happens, you have to understand like, what are my goals as a creator? Joe Donuts in the house. What's up, Joe Nuts? Good to see you, man. For me, again, my goal is to create the best content that I love.
Mm.
Like viewer number 1 is Ray. And if
Yeah.
Ray doesn't want to watch Ray's content, then Ray's content needs to change. Like
Right.
that's the deal.
Mhm.
And look, I mean, as much success as I have had, and I have had success here,
Mhm.
there's also been 2, 3, 4 week stretches where every time that I go live, it's 250 to 300 people. And at the end of the day, that's better than when I used to end my Twitch stream and there was 10 total viewers and 3 of them were different devices of mine.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. So like
Mhm.
there is an opportunity, but you have to seize the opportunity. And again, just turning your camera on and going live is not seizing the opportunity. I'm glad that Joe Donuts is here. A baby. Joe Donuts puts more effort into his streams than the majority of people that I've seen.
Mhm.
The guy, very intentional with his green screening, very intentional with his overlays, very intentional with his topics. You know how I met Joe Donuts?
Mhm.
I had hardly been on this platform, and Joe Donuts is making This Is the Ray trading cards. What the freak? Like, Where did that even come from? Like, he didn't have to do that. He did it for like 30 or 40 people in the community. And that was a great way for him to get exposed to community. And it's 100% the reason that I went to a stream the first time.
Mhm.
Hey man, thanks for doing that. I appreciate it. Let me go give you some support back. But when you go in there and you find the quality and the thing for Joe that really stood out to me, we joke with the A Bebe. He made this big deal out of he liked the way that my mic sounded and he wasn't happy with the way that his mic sounded. And so we spent some time on his stream live tweaking his mic. And while some people might say, okay, well, whatever, you're just tech nerds. The reality of it is when you have streamers and content creators that are willing to push themselves in a public way to say publicly, I want this to be better. Like those guys are trying to grow.
Mhm.
And I think that's impressive.
Right. There's two tip. I think there's a few different mindsets when it comes to content creation. You have people who want to make a career out of it,
Yep.
people who are ambitious, like you and Cosmic are pretty much in the same field where you're very ambitious about this sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
I just want to do it the best that I can do it.
right.
Like I mean this, like Darren Ruth, seriously.
Hmm.
If tomorrow, okay,
Hmm.
if the end of this week, I
Hmm.
had a 3-day stretch where like Asmongold had on his first 3 days on Kick.
Yeah.
And I was able to pull up my statistics and I had made $40,000 in 3 days.
Hmm.
I would get up the next morning and I would go to work because I absolutely love my career.
Hmm.
I love my job. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to fill the black hole of cubicle depression.
Right.
Like I love what I do. I love what I do, and it goes hand in hand with what this is.
Hmm.
This is not a client of mine. I'm not creating on behalf of someone else here. I'm making the
Right.
content that I want to make the way that I want to make it. And that's why I'm live on Rumble. And that's why I'm live on Twitter. And that's why I do the things that I do. And I create the videos I do. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes
Hmm.
it's topical. Sometimes it's me trying to offer people some advice and some help. But at the end of the day, I'm able to do that. And that's why I create. So you know what? If I made a couple $1,000s or 30 tens of thousands of dollars in a month, great. Awesome.
Hmm.
I'm getting up and going to work the next day.
Hmm. Right. Content creation should be about what you want to do with it
Yeah.
rather than because I've said that one too many times. Like I do this thing because one, I didn't know where I wanted to start with it. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're always in those streams where someone asks like, oh, how do I get started? How do I do this
Yep.
thing? And usually the content creator will tell you like, oh, get a camera and mic and just kind of start from there. And I kind of did that, but my instance or my mindset has changed from that because I don't believe that's how you should start. You should start with a
Yeah.
why you want to do it. If you don't
Yeah.
have a why, you don't have why, then there's no point in doing this because I'm telling you right now, the things you'll deal with on the back end, the DMs, the
It's
all
insane.
this, it,
It's
it's
insane.
it's not all the time, but it is insane, and it will either and the days that you don't get anything, right? Like there have been days where even on both ends, I don't get any followers or rants or whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. The point of the matter is there'll be days where you'll probably be in a desert and um you'll you're gonna get nothing, right?
Yeah.
So unless you're enjoying it for the cause of you and what you want to do, or maybe to try and get past of like seeing people or whatever, you're getting past yourself, then there's no point. I would plead with people if you can't answer what your reason is for getting into this and what you're expecting out of this. I am pleading with you: do not become a content creator.
Because you're gonna have a bad time.
Well, yeah, good. Well, and not only that, but then you're gonna get so worn trotted by all the stuff you're not getting, right? The
Yeah.
the followers, and I don't, and again, I don't follow all that stuff. Look, you and Joe are more intense on this stuff than I am. I'm just here for the thing because I'd rather be doing this. But
I was gonna ask you, like, Darren, you said that, like, what is your why?
because one, like I said earlier, because one, content earnings are often a feast of famine. Yes, correct. Well, one is what I said earlier is because I didn't know what I was doing with this thing. Because I started out making pre-made videos or recorded videos, as they would call it. I don't edit. The only editing I've ever had done was the shorts, and now I've paid someone else to do that. But I already have enough shorts. I have to wait a bit. But my why for once I found my thing was I through the internet I get this biggest unlimited opportunity in talking to people across the way, creator or not. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not just a creator talker. I don't just talk to people who create content. Oh, even though it's a big chunk, but it's not the whole. I
Yeah.
get to talk to people from across the way on anything. I've talked to people from Australia, from Alaska. I've talked to people from Norway, from Finland. I've talked to people all over from the English side. My secondary language is not so good. Um, so it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. You're not gonna see me speaking Spanish anytime soon, unfortunately. But I have the big, and it was something because I didn't see other content creators go that far. Usually they stay with their niche, they stay
Yep.
within their group field, they stay within talking to other content creators, which is understandable, right? But
Yep.
I'm doing something that carries the hugest of risks because you're gonna come across people who don't talk very much, who don't know how to say things, or very
Yep.
nervous, or all this sort of stuff. You take on a huge risk, and a lot of content creators are once they've built their brand, they're not going to take those risks.
Yeah.
They're not going to take them. Many content creators, though, but I've built what I've done on those risks because what I'm doing, I feel, is more important than any donation or any ninja. Well, ninja basically bankrupt Mixer, but the point of
Yeah.
the matter,
I'm sure he did.
the point,
Absolutely, he did.
yeah, for the point of the matter though is that my why is that I get to talk to people across the way. And what do I expect out of it? I don't know. I've always been surprised by no expectation because I've come across people who once did not talk very much and now do. I've come across people who don't show their face, and that's
Yep.
fine. I've come across VTubers. Come across former and current military. I've come across people who wide ranging. I came across a gentleman, Tooth Entertainment, who actually starred in the movie Machete.
Nice.
Right. Point of the matter is, though, I wouldn't know anything of that, anything at all, whether it be the hopes and dreams, the experiences, the perspectives, all this stuff, if I didn't go out there and just try to say, "Hey, would you like to come on?" And I've talked to other content creators like, "Look, man, I've tried to talk to people. I've tried to ask them to come on, and man, it is difficult. It is difficult."
Yeah.
One of the issues is that you, the creator, have a set schedule, and you have people try and work around your schedule.
Yep.
I'm the opposite.
You try to work
I
on
know
those.
I know my schedule, and I try to work with people. I like with you, right? I tried to work with you,
Yeah.
even though
I totally blew like the first time I was supposed to be on this. Something for work happened and I disappeared for like 3 days.
yeah, no, that was for Rumble Squared, and that was for another time. But the point of the
Yep.
matter is, though, is we got it to work. But that's
Yeah.
working around
Yep.
your schedule because I don't know your schedule. I know mine. But that's one of the things right there. And I'm not saying I'm probably I know people say like Joe Rogan or whatever, and that's fine. I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm just doing this thing I didn't see a lot of creators do, and I'm seeing a lot of stuff that would probably scare content creators to go and do because I know a few. Hemp does something similar and so forth, but a lot of creators wouldn't take that. Most creators wouldn't take the risk of inviting someone on who's never been on camera before, who's
Yeah.
never been on stage before, and any of that. Why?
Yep.
Because it risks their brand,
100%.
and that's a big problem. Because for me, my brand is people.
Yeah.
So whatever tolerance I've been up till then doesn't matter because I'm not squeamish with that
Yeah.
regard. I can build up again. There's an unlimited amount of perspective out there.
Yep.
That's my why right there. The unlimited. I'm gonna die one day,
Yeah.
and I would have rather had talked to over 300 various people and more than simply said, "Oh, I played this one game that made me successful and so and so," or "I
Mm.
did this one thing and I got 1 million followers." That's great if I get 1 million followers, sure, but I'm not looking at that as I don't pertain my content to what's supposed to make big, right?
Yep.
That's a detriment to myself, but it's also a plus because I'm free.
Yeah. Yeah. You
I'm
can do what you
free.
want.
Yes, I'm free. I have a full-time job. It takes care of this stuff. I'm free to do ever do this. Sometimes I'll improve things here and there, but I'm free to go about this because I'm not tied to any niche. I'm not tied to any
Yeah.
platform. It's the one thing we we sometimes forget. Not all of us, but some of us. We sometimes forget the one most valuable resource, the most unlimited resource we have is having conversations with other people.
Yep. Yep. And I think for me, like, you get these creators, right? And they'll say things like, "Oh man, I'm here because I want to make community." And when they say that, what they mean is, "I want to get a bunch of people in here so more people give money to me," or "I want to get more people in here so it looks like I'm more important than I actually am."
Mhm.
Like the benefit to me about doing this has been the relationships that I've made, like the people that I've met to go play Call of Duty with, like,
Yeah.
or to play not Call of Duty because I hate that game now, but like Battlefield.
Yeah.
You know, like a perfect example of this, and I'm gonna feel bad because I'm not gonna remember his name. Just on Good Friday or Black Friday,
Mhm.
I went live. My wife and my daughter went Black Friday shopping.
Mhm.
I went live. Imrock, who's only been on the platform for like a month now, and he just got in the creator program. He's
Mhm.
very new to streaming. He's never streamed before. He
Right.
jumped in. We played a little bit. I met a guy randomly in comms named AG, and he played with us, and he learned about Rumble from playing with me and Amrock. And
Mhm.
then there's a guy that was in my chat that had just joined Rumble that week, and I was like, "Well, come on, come play with us, whatever. Like, we need a fourth. Come jump in here." And he's like,
Mhm.
hold on, I'm going to go live for the first time. His first Rumble stream happened while he was live with me. Now, not that I'm out here preaching the gospel Rumble. The point that I'm making is
Mhm.
finding new friends, finding people to pass the controller to, finding people to introduce to these opportunities, finding people to be in the Discord, to have those communications and have those jokes with, and to share the memes and like all the things that we do as perpetually online minded individuals. Like, that really is like the thing that I'm looking for. Like
Right.
that the actual community, be a part of other people's community, having people that we can share ideas with and grow content with and create
Mhm.
with. You know, Meg's been teasing that her and I are talking about a couple different programs that we're going to put together. Her husband Kevin and I have a program that we're developing. You know, I love creating and getting on and doing stuff like this, and that doesn't happen if you're not growing as a creator. So the why for me continues to be building a community where I'm able to have some sort of a voice,
Mhm.
and to have the ability to be an active contributing part of it. Now, on the Rumble side of it, I will tell you, as like a executive level management person that I
Mhm.
also am in my real life,
Yeah.
like there is an attraction to me to help see this platform grow and like be on the ground floor of video game stuff here and to see it grow and to be a part of where it's going. So
Mhm.
like you'll see in the next couple weeks, like I did a hit for Rumble that they're going to use an advertising campaign. I'll do every time they ask me because I believe in the platform. Now, if I believed in YouTube and they asked me would I do it? Absolutely. Did I charge Rumble to do that? Absolutely not. Like
Mhm.
when 3 months ago Rumble started doing their YouTube campaigns,
Mhm.
a follower of mine was in my DMs. They're like, "Hey man, like you know that you're in this advertisement for Rumble." I was like, "Oh no, that's cool. I didn't know that I was in the advertisement."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Did you sign something telling them they could use your likeness?" And I was like, "I'm sure I did when I became a creator." Well,
Yeah.
aren't you mad that they're using you? No, I don't
Mhm.
care. Like, I can see why some people would care, but I'm not important enough to care. Again, like for me, the ability to build a brand and grow a brand and to come alongside with a brand like Rumble and to try to help it grow, I'm stoked for that. I honestly, I'm stoked for that.
Yeah.
I think in 2 years, if it continues to grow the way it is and look back and feel like I was a part of it in some small way, that will be
Mhm.
as rewarding to me as anything else.
Right. And that's understandable. Like the saying, like you said earlier, being on a small platform, getting up there is a great way to start. I I'm 50-50
Yep.
because I've been what was it? I think it was May of last year's when I started making content and stuff.
Well, dude, you're killing it because you got double the followers I do. You're crushing it, brother.
I talk to a lot of people, so there's that.
Yeah.
So there's that. Well, some of them are bots too. Like Rumble has bots as well, and they're some of them are bots. But the point of the matter is, though, is that it's not. I didn't know where I would be with it, and that's the surprising part. That's the surprising part for me. The people I've gotten to met, whether it be Vapin or Joe or Sean from Third Railify or so on and so forth, the people I've gotten to talk to that aren't creators like Slidey Pie or Zora and so many others, the
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
have all crossed the way. Those are the important because at the end, because again, like you said earlier, it can all go away.
100%.
It can all go away. Anything in life can go away just like that.
One of
And
my one sorry to cut you off, but one of my favorite
right,
conversations I've had on this platform, I was playing PUBG 3 months ago, and
right,
Rectonic came in my chat, and Rectonic is like one of the OG Rumble gamers of OG. He's like super been here for a long time.
right.
And he got in my Discord and we played some PUBG and he was just sharing me the story of like this is how Rumble gaming started. When I got on Rumble, it was a video upload platform. There was no live streaming. And then when
Yep.
it went live streaming, it got really political, but there were a few of us that were trying to do gaming and there was like it was like him and Lumpy was there at some point in time, and Tex was there at some point in time. But like, I think Rance's Gaming Corner has been here
Yep.
for a long time too, a
Oh yeah,
really,
he
really long
has.
time.
Yep.
And so like, but to have that conversation and to understand that history, and Rec was like, man, I'm so excited to see new guys come in like you that are able to take kind of like what we started and like run the next lap of the race. Like he said he feels like for so many people, guys like him and Lumpy have like started the race, and now there's other people that are coming to take it on.
Mhm.
I've also seen other creators who I'm not going to name that were in that same like timeline group of people who've been like, I kind of hate that Rumble's growing because I feel like I got swallowed up. There's like two sides of it, but the
Yes.
reality of it is like, if this platform is going to grow, and if this platform as a gaming platform is going to grow, then the creators have to do exactly what Breezy was talking about us doing. Like, we've got to push it so that people can come in and create here. We need more quality creators. We have to have it. And more importantly, we have to have viewers. Like,
Yeah.
we need people that are not here. Like, content creators supporting content creators will only go so far.
Yes, correct.
We've got to have viewers, man. We've got to have a reason for viewers to be on this platform.
And that's and part of that is Rumble's situation. Again, Rumble has a very big stigma, and the problem of it is that they perpetuate it. They perpetuate it by their editor's pick. And what is the first thing people see when they come to Rumble? Editor's pick.
Yeah.
What's the majority thing they're going to see once they come to the platform? Again, I've for 1 week, I used a few programs to watch the editor's pick, take snapshots after a certain point. And for out of that whole week, like I said, 65% or more was political stuff. Come to gaming was around 25%. Less was health. Health was around 10%. Weekends, not heavily political. They're mostly various stuff.
Yep.
During the week, though, when they have the lineup, political. The problem of it is Rumble promote even the New York ad. Majority of the time, it's politics, and that's a Rumble situation. Yes, bread and butter, but the problem of it is they perpetuate the confirmation bias they put out on the front page. And you want viewers? What happens when a viewer has been hearing about Rumble and they hear it's just politics, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, that like, and this is not defense. This is me trying to be devil's advocate. So if you get a
Right.
platform that you've built, the money that you've built, and have the support that you've built and the viewership that you've built on politics, you can't just sacrifice that because the gamers don't want to be involved. Like, and so we had a great conversation with Mally Mouse a couple weeks ago on the 1v1 Me Bro pod, where we had this discussion and said, does Rumble need to split gaming off to its own channel, or what
No.
can Rumble do? I agree with you. I don't think that
Yeah.
Rumble can rebrand its game. I think
No.
that's suicide.
That
I
is
think that's
pretty much.
like absolutely suicide.
Yeah.
But we had the discussion about it. Like,
Right.
should Rumble have two editors picks on the front page? One that's like maybe political podcast, should one be gaming?
No.
Here's where I don't know. Okay. And I'm going to say, I don't know which side I lead. I don't know that Rumble has enough creators, including myself,
Mhm.
including ThisIsTheRay,
Mhm.
that are worthy of being in that window, so that when the 60 million people a week or whatever that come on the platform don't
Less than
turn
that.
around and leave, whatever,
Mhm.
10,000, I don't care.
Right.
The point that I'm making is, when the transient traffic that comes through this platform,
Mhm.
if they see my dumb face, are they leaving? They probably are. You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't leave for your dumb face. I mean, that's a pretty good face right there.
no, but like, you understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I get it.
there are like, we do not have enough marketable creators, and people are going to take that as me being elitist. I'm not trying to be elitist. It's just the facts, man.
It's
Like,
a business. It's a
a
business.
lot of the people that create on this platform would not even get the viewership they have here elsewhere. And the reason that they don't get that is because their content sucks, and they're great people, but their content sucks sometimes. And those people get really mad they're not getting put in editor's picks. I've not one time been in the gaming window on the front page. I've been linked up there. My thumbnail's been put up there. I've been in the top bar next to it. I've never been in the window. And I don't know that I will be, because I don't know that I would put me in the window. I'm just saying, like, like you said, it's a business. There's strategy that goes behind it. They got to get the right people in there. Now, if for some reason I develop a show that is popping off and I've got great guests and there's organically thousands of viewers and they put it up there to help strengthen it, great. I
Mhm.
think that could happen. But like that front window for whether it's Kick, Twitch, Rumble, like that's holy. Like
Yes.
who are the people that deserve to be there? Like can you list me a group of people that have the quality of production in audio, video, lighting, gameplay, and communication skills that deserve to be in that window? I don't know that I do. I mean, I'm being so honest right now.
Right.
I have not one time since I've been here been like, oh man. Now I'll jokingly be like, I'll tell like Meggy Moo, I'll be like, dude, I'm chasing you. I'm gonna get in that window one day.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do what I can to get up there. But the reality of it is like they have to be able to trust that what you're going to say is not going to be degrading to the platform, whether there's free speech or not. Like that's another issue that Rumble has right now. The free speech thing is a problem for advertisers. It is. Like we can say whatever we want, and I'm not telling you to change it. I am not saying change it. I'm just saying it is a hurdle that we have to overcome, because just because you can say it doesn't always mean that you should.
Right, but you don't really have much place to say very much on different platforms. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
but you know
it
what? Hold on.
varies. It
But like
varies.
let's be real about that. Like let's be honest. Okay.
Mhm.
The ability that you can say homophobic slurs on this platform without repercussion, does
Mhm.
that actually validate you as a person?
Validate someone because they get to say it. So I mean, there's that too.
But the point I'm making is, regardless of Rumble,
Mm,
if I get on my stream right now
mm,
and everything, oh man, that was gay, or they're a this, or they're a that, or whatever,
mm.
I'm not gonna forget Rumble. Rumble let me say that all I want. There's not a sponsor in this market that's going to pay me $1. You have to understand that.
It's the point you're making though is you're speaking to a lot of people who have no business sense, and you're having platforms open themselves up to people who don't understand business sense to create on their platform, and then they're gonna pick the winners, which is what
Yep.
editors pick is. They're gonna pick the
Yep.
winners and it'll promote the platform. That I get. The problem is though, is if they keep sticking to what they've been sticking to, they're not going to grow.
Yeah, a
Right?
live search, this is great. He says some people just don't have any common sense. Who says don't buy this product before doing an ad read? Yeah,
Yeah.
tell me you've never tried to have a job without telling me you've tried to have a job. And again, like you don't have to be a shill. You don't have to totally censor yourself. I'm just saying, like, have some common sense. It's so funny. I did a paid promoted Madden launch for an online retailer this summer.
Ooh.
It was with EA and this retailer. And they reached out to me and they were like, we're so excited that we found you.
Mm,
And they said, do you have any idea how difficult it is to find a high production quality content creator who can talk like they belong to be in front of a camera,
mm,
but that is family friendly? Because
mm,
EA will not work with someone that's not family friendly. They're like,
mm,
we struggle so bad to find people that
mm.
will represent our company in EA well. Nintendo's the same way.
Yeah.
And corporately, Nintendo is very left on the way they believe. But
Yeah.
they're not pushing that out
Mhm.
because they've got a business model and they're trying to be respectful. So the point that I'm making is not that people should censor themselves, but you should have common sense in the way that you talk. And honestly, I don't believe that free speech gives me the right to, in a public place, put people down. I think freedom of speech gives me the opportunity to say the things that I believe,
Mhm.
whether it's politically, religiously, economically, whatever it is. But it also doesn't give me a right to come on your show and be like, your stream sucks because you're white, or your stream, or like, you know what I mean? Like, you still can't be racist. Like, and I think that like that probably will not earn me a lot of cool points with the kids that feel like they can go live in blackface and stuff like that. But like those things are hurting this platform. They just are.
Does freedom of speech sell?
No.
Then there
I
you
don't,
go.
but I
That's
don't
the
think,
problem.
but like, I also don't agree with that. And so like I am 100% on board with Rumble's mission and Side Scroller's mission to like try to impact the gaming culture and the content creation culture.
Mhm.
But again, I don't think that what they're pushing as free speech, Rumble or the like, lines up with what people do. The reality of it is people are like, I can say whatever inappropriate thing that I want to say and no one's going to stop me. That's not actually free speech.
Mhm.
It's not. Freedom of speech is freedom of expressing a belief that's been suppressed. So like if you're just going to get on here and you're going to use every racial slur you can for Asians and African Americans and Mexicans and white people and whoever you want to say, like there you can say that here because they give you free speech, but the point is you're goddamn never going to be promoted by them or anyone else.
Makes you wonder about Nick Fuentes. Anyway, the point of the matter is that but you did answer the question, is does freedom of speech sell? And you pretty much said no. Even though you don't disagree, you don't agree with it, you still have stated that it doesn't, and that's the point of the problem. Because of so and I think and that kind of goes hand in hand with its politics stuff. Does its politics stuff sells, but does it make it a
It sells to
better
certain people.
it sells to certain people, yes, but
Yeah.
does it make it a platform that a majority of people want to come from other places?
Yeah, but do you really think that like I mean, like obviously viewers and creators and numbers are important. I'm not saying it's not important to the bottom line. But
Yes.
do you think when they just 2 weeks ago signed $100 million deal that they feel like
Tether.
they're on the wrong yeah, but do you feel like that they're on the wrong like business wise they're doing what they need to do?
I feel like it's buying them time. And the part of that is from the research of the MAUs, monthly active users, which has gone down pretty much since the beginning of this year. So the point of the matter is we'll get into it. We'll get to it. But the first thing I do is one is that it's a bit past the top of the hour. What happens is I said it's time for me and my guests to promote our stuff,
I'll go.
and if and I believe yes, I found your link, which was pretty nice. You have a sort of link tree
I
yourself.
do have a link tree.
But if you want to, I've got to use the restroom quick. So if you want to promote yourself, the floor is yours.
Dude, here we go. Hey, you guys
What?
can find me primarily on as far as social media goes, you can find me on Twitter at ThisIsTheRay, and the link for my link tree is there, but also Darren Muth has just put it here in the chat as well, so you can follow me on all my social media. Also on Rumble at ThisIsTheRay and ThisIsTheRay Gaming. I'm live typically Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays are This is the Ray Gaming. Wednesdays is my 1v1 Me Bro podcast where we bring in one content creator or one person that is actively influencing the content creation space. And they come in and we talk about some tough subjects. So, for example, Joker a couple of weeks ago made his return to Kick after flaming Kick for a while. We had Joker on. We talked about why he would do that after saying he would never go back there. It was great content, fantastic conversation. Absolutely loved it. Got a couple creators that we talked about that we have some things in the works with for some new content and some new shows. So we're excited about all those things. So here on Rumble, you can find me at This is the Ray, and then on Twitter you can find me over at This is the Ray. Also, so let's read chat here for a minute. Live Search app says people are being conditioned to give up their freedom, and then some of the most radical people are here. So, relative to other platforms, it makes Rumble seem extreme. I can agree with that, but I think also like again, that's the other side of the conversation that we were just having. Live Search is that like there is so little freedom on the other places that it's enhancing it, which I think is what your point is. Darren Muth's back, so I'll give him his show back. You're muted though, brother. I can't hear you.
I said I love water, but man doesn't run through. But that's the point of it.
Weird how the body works.
Yep. But anyway, but yes, his link will be both on the Rumble and YouTube side because I stream to both places. I'm not about being on one platform. We can talk about that after. But his links are all there. All is at least all the platforms that I saw that I know you're on.
Yes, so I am actually. I do have accounts on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and everywhere. When I gave Rumble a shot and felt like in the first week there was an opportunity for me to grow here, I made the decision on my own to focus on the Rumble community and to give that like a solid try.
Yeah.
I will at some point return to multi-streaming,
Mhm.
because I do believe in it. I actually do. I mean,
Yeah.
you see the same television program on several TV channels. I think that the more places you're able to be found, the more you're going to grow as a creator.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not under an exclusive contract with anybody that would stop me from
Right.
streaming to other platforms.
Good.
But in this first year that I'm on Rumble, I'm doing my best to take advantage, which not take advantage is the right way to say it, but to really flex like what seems to be working and grow a community where I feel like I'm wanted to have a community.
Yeah. You find your space is
Yeah,
basically what you're trying to. You find your
yeah,
space.
yeah.
Which
So I'm
yeah.
exclusively live on Rumble and TikTok and Twitch right now,
Mhm.
but you will see me back on TikTok, Rumble, YouTube,
Yeah.
Twitch, Kick, everywhere at some point.
We need Depends to sponsor the social. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Hey, it's called Body Functions. Okay, you want to calm yourself over there? Man, complain of say it once you have to use the restroom. He's like, you should tell your bladder to shut up. It's like, yeah, thanks for that. Depends would be great for gaming 2 8-hour streams. Ugh, don't get me started. Ugh, nope, no, don't
I'm too old
don't
for
even
that
go there.
stuff, man.
No, I'm too old for this crap.
Yeah.
But we're gonna Danny Glover tonight. But whether you're on the Rumble side, well, actually, for my stuff, whether you're on the Rumble side or whether you're on the YouTube side, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with
Yep.
the engagement factor is much appreciated because not only is it helping being seen more, like all content creators want to be. I mean, obviously,
Yep.
but it also helps in having other people on, like Ray, like Zora, like Joe that we saw in chat, like
Yep.
Vaping we saw in chat, and so many others. Again, over 300 various guests at this point. And so yeah, we'll see how far I can go, but there's so many more people to talk to. And again, my majority of communication is through X, but I do leave like Discord and my email open for people to communicate with because not everyone's on X. But that's a rare few right there. But any help with the engagement factor on either end is much appreciated, of course. I have my link to my link tree of sorts right there. You can go find my Twitter X. You can go find my email. You can find a link to Discord, but it's mostly just for communication. I don't have a server. I've heard enough horror stories. I'm good. I'm good. There's already enough people. There's already enough people who tear their hair out running so many different like media kits. I've seen media kits, and I'm saying no to that because I have a full-time job. I don't need to stretch my hair out for this. So all my links are there, even the Rumble and YouTube one are there too. So you can find this stuff there. And of course, I do a few things. One is while I am part of Rumble's creator program, like you talked about earlier, I am not paid by the creator program because I do not meet all the requirements. And I kind of chose that because one, part of it was for a time being, the premium streams were sort of the thing that were kind of like I could do them, but they were pushing that point. And then when Rumble came out or didn't come out and the whole 5 rad read thing came, that was my sign to say, you know what, I'm already there. I'm done.
Yep.
Now I'm still in it because I meet the minimum requirements to stay in it, but I don't meet the
What are the
minimum.
minimum requirements staying in? I don't even know.
It's you have to meet the unique chatter one, and you have to meet the stream time in Rumble
Mm.
Studio. That's all
Okay.
you have to meet to stay in the creator program, but you do not get paid. So I'm there.
I'm curious what people think that the creator program is for.
I see it. I can tell you. Well, for me, it's a tester program, and that was actually mentioned by the CEO when he was talking to Tim the Toolman about when the 5 ad read thing came out. Rumble is not a charity. That is correct, but the way Chris described it, it sounded like it was a tester program. You're testing the tools. You're trying the new tools that they're
Mhm.
bringing out. So basically, from what he was talking about, it sounded like it's a tester program, not a creator program.
I can
But
tell you what
that's
it is.
well, all right, go ahead.
Actually, no.
Oh, go for
This
it.
is not opinion.
Okay, well, go for it.
The point of the Rumble creator program is to sell premium.
Yeah, that's true.
100%.
Yeah.
The entire reason that we get paid as premium creators is to do premium live streams. That's why premium's in the name. For us to push other people to subscribe and sign up for premium. And very few of the creators do that. But
Yeah,
that's the point.
yeah. Well, yeah, and before the creator program came out, there was a whole thing with Steven Crowder where they were doing the premium stuff.
Yep.
Part of it was mentioned to be like against bots, but again, at a certain point, Rumble is a business at the end of the
Yeah, for
day,
sure.
and it's about money.
Yeah.
So they got an influx of money from the Tether thing, but yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, the next two things. One is I like I said, I'm in the Rumble Creator Program, but I do not earn the money. But I am part of Proton's partner program.
Look at you go.
Well, they had back earlier this year on X, they were promoting it. I was like, you know what? I use their stuff, might as well. Didn't think I'd get it, and they sent the email back and said, you got it. And I'm like, oh, all right. So I'm like, well, let's see how we do this. So I use Proton. This is for their Proton Unlimited plan, which includes the Proton Drive, Proton Mail, Proton VPN, Proton and Pass. Yeah, Proton Pass. And while you can use them individually, I'm just doing the whole thing together because one, it puts them all in one space, and also because you get a lot more out of the paid parts. Now there are free versions, but you get little, right? It's the difference between paid and free, you know.
Yeah, 100% everywhere.
But the point of the matter is that they are privacy orientated because they're stationed in Switzerland, and two is because while one, there is nothing 100% on the internet. So any company that tells you they're 100% privacy or 100% security, they're a liar or from India trying to scam you. Um, but again, they've built their business on being privacy oriented, and they do offer a great bunch of products. The link is right there. Again, I just promote it for the benefit because right now you hear those stories of like a company gets hacked and their stuff gets leaked and passwords and stuff get leaked. You hear about all this stuff out there, and or YouTube, right, where people would get hacked on YouTube and they'd lose their account for a bit and try to work with or argue with YouTube to get their account back. The point of the matter is, though, is that they just offer these different things that are privacy oriented. I use it. I promote it for the benefit. I can get paid for it, but it's not about the payment. It's about the benefit that is for pretty much everyone. Even your grandparents would be great to have, for this to have. So you can go to that link. You can check it out. If it's not for you, that's okay. You have an option. If it is for you, guess what? You have a link right there that can, save you some money, right? Because who doesn't love to save a little money, even if it's just pennies to the dollar? As Benjamin Franklin once said, a penny saved is a penny earned,
There you go.
and I live by that remark. But yeah, that's there on both sides, and of course, this one was a surprise one, because I don't know what I get out of this, but I promote it anyway. This one is for Biltong USA. A while back, the husband and wife that own this business came to my chat, and they said, "Hey, send us your address to this email, and we'll send you something." Like, okay. I was a little hesitant at first, but then I eventually did. And they send me some of their products, which is biltong, which is sort of like, I know people say jerky, but it's sort of like it's air dried meat. It's like a South African snack,
Interesting.
basically. It's a protein snack, basically. It's just they use Wagyu, they use Angus, all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of stuff. You know what? I'll just give it a little show because visuals usually are our best way of showing people stuff. Let's go here. So this is what you'll see when you go to the site, and that right there is biltong, right there. And that here right too. They do spices. They do really spicy ones. Like there's one with called Peri Peri, and there's one that's called Reaper, I think it is.
Yep.
So they have really spicy ones. But it's basically it's just a meat snack that's made in the South African way. They do it in vinegar and all spices and stuff, and they hang it up to dry. And um yeah, and they gave me some to try, and they also gave me a code. Again, I didn't expect any of this. I didn't ask for any of this.
Yep.
They just asked, and they said, Okay, sure." So if you want to go there, this is a website right here. You can go there. They sell so many other stuffs too: cookies, candies, drinks, stuff from the UK, stuff from South Africa as well, snack wise. And they do have a store. Actually, they're in Texas,
Oh, nice.
so they make this in the USA. So again, you're also supporting a US business. So there you go. But again, it's all right there. If you do buy something, and you don't have to, but if you do buy something, you can use code DARE to save you 10% off wholesale. Meaning, you go to the cart, you input the promo code, and it saves you 10% on the whole of what you buy. And I know it's a weird thing to try to explain, but some people may not get it. So there's that. But again, surprise, didn't expect it. I use my own code to buy stuff from them. Okay, that's how good this stuff is. All right. Again, I don't promote these things to get something out of it, because for my Proton, I don't think I've made a penny yet. I probably have made a penny, which is great. But the point of the matter is the benefits of The Proton one is the benefit of better privacy and all this stuff, and the one for Biltong is because they showed me kindness, trying to show it back, and they make good products that are more healthier than store bought beef jerky.
Nice.
So, but those are the only things I do. I haven't done like I didn't do any ad reads when the ad reads were still
So
a requirement.
you're. I was a question I was going to ask you,
Yeah.
but I need you to know that I'm trying to ask this question respectfully. I'm not trying to be
Sure,
like
sure.
a douchebag.
Well, we're already past that point, but go ahead.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
You you clearly don't have an issue with reading ads because you just did 8 minutes or so of 2 different ads, which is great, and I think that's fantastic. I'm not anti it at all. But
Mm.
you had mentioned earlier that the ad reads were one of the things that made you step away. Is it because you didn't feel like you had earned those advertisements or filtered them yourself? Like, help me understand it because you don't have a problem with reading ads. You just did it.
Wait, well, what? Well, one is those. Uh, well, I did when before the ad reads became a requirement a long time ago when the ad stuff came out for Almost Studio. I did do that.
You
So
tried it.
no, I did. I did do those things. So majority of the time, I would get the pass. My reasoning was for not doing the ad reads of the requirement stuff is because of Rumble's poor communication of it.
Yeah, no, that was terrible. Like,
They,
admittedly,
it it was so bad.
it was like
The
surprise.
It was so bad. The Rumble ambassadors were there to take damage control,
I
and
was
I
on
was
that
like,
show.
yeah, and I was like, no. So I didn't want to do it. I've already done the reading ads before. You don't
Yeah,
have
but
to do
again,
it
why?
during
Like,
program.
so, and again, like, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
what was it about? It was just the communication, the fact they got sprung on you.
Well, and part of it was again, like I said earlier, the premium only streams. At a certain point, those became more tedious and more. And my show is really there's a flow to it, right? Those
Yeah,
are more against the flow.
yeah,
So at a certain point, the combination of the premium stream and then having this surprise add-on of ad reads and the very bad communication from it was like, there's my sign. I'm done.
I got you. No, I got
So
you. I was just curious because
no,
some people did the same thing that you did, but they said that they did it because they were so morally against being forced to read ads. And I was like, well, it's clearly not the case because he's reading them right now.
well, and no, it's not. I'm like, I like the proton one. They give you assets. They give you talking
Yeah,
points. All this stuff. I don't use any of that.
yeah,
I just use my experience because I use it. I know what they offer,
yeah,
and again, who doesn't want privacy? Who doesn't want to be secured? Their passwords and all that stuff secured. There are places out there, sure, but it's like you want somebody who's used that platform to give you. So it's like a movie, right? You
yep.
go to a movie, you get a review. You want sometimes a family member or whatever, and you want to give you a review because you trust that. I want to do this thing where people can trust that. You could try it out for yourself for free. Doesn't work out, it's okay. The money part is not the matter. But for the Rumble stuff, it was the poor communication, and I was already there with the premium streams.
Okay.
And that was my reasoning. But for the Proton one and for the Biltong one was a surprise. Both were a surprise actually, because I didn't think I'd get in that
Yeah.
one. But I use it.
What's up,
I
Colt?
eat Biltong. Hey,
Sorry, Colt called me out in chat, so I was saying
hey.
what's up back.
No, you're all right. But I use one side. I eat the other side. Why not let people know about it? If
Yeah,
they don't buy from it, they're not being forced to buy. If they don't buy from it, guess what? It doesn't matter because
yeah,
it's an option. It's an option at the end of the day. So were the ad reads are an option too, but some people were feeling a
yeah.
little
People,
less
I'm asking because people lost their freaking minds.
to a
People
degree
went
that
nuclear. But you know what? The thing that frustrated me is not they went nuclear about the ad reads.
mm,
It frustrated me that 2 weeks before the ad reads, they had gone nuclear because we had to get 20 active chatters.
you
So
need
what?
chat.
Yeah, you need chatters.
You need chat. Well, my problem with that one is that it did get communicated, but it was a draw to communicate it out. Like at a certain point, they were saying unique chatters, and there wasn't a number set to it. So it was like unique chatters, da 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 da, unique chatters,
Yeah, well,
blah
of
blah
course,
blah.
everyone freaked out because like, oh my god, like you have to have 200 on Kick. So what am I going to do? And
Yeah,
then there was a lot of people, and they said this exact thing. They said, "Oh my god, they want me to get 20 unique chatters in the course of a month. What are they doing? Trying to kick me out of the program?" Yeah,
yeah.
like,
That's what requirements are for.
that's
But
exactly what they're doing. Like,
but again, like you could meet the very minimum requirements and still be in it, but you just won't get paid. You still
yeah,
get paid the rants and stuff, but you won't get like the extra bonus, which
yeah,
I don't care. I have a full time job for that. I don't have to rely on this to
yeah,
live.
yeah, yeah.
That's the other part of it. But no, I just I'd rather promote something that I use, as some people said during that part, than something I don't know about. And again, whatever you want with the whole ad read thing, that is your situation,
Yeah,
whoever,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
But I'm just not that person in that
yeah,
regard. It doesn't mean much more to me than the benefits that I can give other people. That's the more
yeah,
important part.
yeah. I get it.
So, but yeah, I really did think they kind of screwed the pooch on that one. And I will admit, they did do better this time with the raid one.
Yep.
They did communicate that, which was good, but that needs to continue.
I don't think that anyone can be frustrated about having to do 5 raids in the car. I raid literally every stream.
Right. Right. That's easy. Though
The only
my
time I don't raid is if I have like 3 people watching me by the end of my stream. I'm like, there's no point in this. And then like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
is not super often, but it happens sometimes.
Yeah. My thing with the raid is that it needs to be an easier process instead
Oh
of
yeah,
slash.
yeah, yeah. I agree. There just needs to be a raid button. Like that was one of the first things when I came to Rumble. I couldn't figure out why it was so difficult. I was
Yeah.
like, someone please tell me how to do this. I'm so stupid.
The only person who's made something at least to do that was Tomby with his raid extension, which doesn't work for me because there's a bug, at least from my end, I guess, and so he hasn't updated yet. But having a Rumble raid button,
It's
click
coming.
it,
So we're told.
click click it, drop down. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so we're told. I've been told a lot of things, and I'm still waiting on the so I was told.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
The
get it.
the point of the matter is that um that button is an ease of use, quality of life product.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a major issue on this platform, is
So
quality of
so would
life.
me being able to use my emotes in your chat. That's like
Global emotes, yeah,
yeah,
I've heard that one too, global, because that's a Twitch thing, I know. Instead of 5 raids a month, they need to up it to 10. Well, they could up it to whatever because raids are easy.
yeah.
Raids are easy. But the problem of it is it's taking place of. So here's my problem. Here's another problem. The raids are taking place of the discovery factor, right? And we heard all about the player
I don't think
plexi
they're
stuff.
taking the place of it, but I do think they're impacting it.
A little bit, yeah. But I know the whole perplexity thing was supposed to be that and all that stuff, but my problem is the perplexity is not going to solve the front page issue, which is where most of the stuff is going to stem from. My point is that either you have an algorithm, Rumble has an algorithm, or they give people the tools to self curate.
When you say self curate, do you mean like customize your own experience, or do you mean because
But as
like here's the deal. So like if
mm,
I custom my own experience and I get you on the front page every day, but
mm.
no one else ever finds you, is that really helping you?
Well, let me put it this way. So I had when I did one of my Rumble squares, which is where I collect feedback and I turn that into visual
Yeah.
data of the people I have on, which is what you were going to be on. I had Rance on, and he was talking about how he wanted not to see those twerking videos and streams that Rumble has, like the bikini
I've never
streams.
seen a single one of them.
Well,
I didn't know that
they
was a
do
thing here.
exist. Oh, they do exist. But he doesn't want to see that because he has his kids,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Yeah.
100%.
So
Same reason I want to see them.
so then there you have an issue of where you could use that self curation, right? Self curation. Well, just look at it. Let's just look at his YouTube an example, not the full of it, because I know people will say, "Well, YouTube makes you see what they want." I understand that, but it gives you the option to not see a video and not see the channel.
Yeah.
Those are the two biggest things that could give Rumble a big edge, is by giving people those type of tools to see and not if people because the only person who's done that, right? The only person who's done it is WizKick with his extension where you don't have
Yep.
to see editor's pick anymore. I come to Rumble every day or every time. I don't see editor's pick anymore because I have an extension that allows me to curate that. And that should be the thing,
Hmm.
right? People
So, but okay, hold on. Let's back up. Let's back up.
sure.
We're talking about giving yourself the ability to turn off the editor's pick, and you're
Yes,
talking about
not
the
spam.
window.
Yeah, the window. Yes, the
Window.
window. Yes.
Because like there are also editor's picks, like where they just put your link up there. They put your thumbnail up. Like I get editor's
Well,
picks.
the live stream
Because-
video, yeah,
yeah,
all this stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
but you're talking about the window.
yeah, the whole pane window that's right there that shows all the 4
Yeah.
or 5 panes. Yeah.
Okay, if we give people the opportunity to turn it off,
Mm.
what is the point of it?
It gives
Because
people
isn't the point of that window? And like, I'm not arguing whether it's being used correctly or not.
Right.
Right. But
Mhm.
forget the use of it.
Mhm.
Is the point not to push specific creators that either an algorithm or a person pushes out to let them be seen by other people? So what taking that away does what?
It gives people the ability to not have to see what they don't want to see. Politics being one of them.
Yeah. Okay. So hold on. Let's keep going down this path. So if you
Hmm.
felt like it was right now, I think you said your data showed that it's like 60, 25, and 10 or something like that, or that's it's some,
Around those marks, yes,
yeah,
for
I'm
different parts.
ballparking. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So 60% politics, 25% gaming, the
Yes.
rest of it's health and wellness. That ends
Health
up
and various stuff.
in the window. Okay.
Yes.
So if you felt like gaming was 60, not just gaming, let's not get into creators yet. Let's just
Mhm.
gaming. If just gaming was 60, would you turn that window off?
If I didn't want to see it, yes.
No, I'm asking you.
Right. No, I'm saying if I didn't want to see it, yes.
That that's not the question. The question is, does Daremuth, let's even up it. If gaming was 75% of the window, would you want to see that window? You see what I'm saying? I'm asking as a personal user, if you every time you came on, or the majority of the time that you came on, it was not Crowder and it was not the guy in the beanie, it was
Right.
one of the gamers.
Right.
Or would you only want to see it if it was gamers that you connected? Like, what makes that window valuable to Daremuth is the question.
It doesn't.
So
Because
you never want to be exposed to new content, even if it's content that you might enjoy.
there are different ways to do it. And I'd rather be a different way than something that's more manual curation. That's manual curation out of your hands.
Okay, so let's take that. Let's say that you have the ability to tell the algorithm, I
Mm,
want to see gaming, music, and Pokemon trading cards. And
mm.
that's what your window always was. Then you'd want to use it.
You're talking about what that beginning portion when new people come on, they can do that window,
So
right?
like here's where I'm getting to. Okay, so like
Mm.
TikTok, which is overwhelmingly an awful application. I hate so much about it.
It's
However,
it's brain candy, basically. It's
yeah,
just yeah.
yeah. However, I have found in the last 2 years a lot of new music artists because of TikTok.
Mhm.
Like, I'll find out about them just because I'm dead scrolling and I'll hear a blurb of their song. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Let me go check them out on Spotify. Okay.
Right.
For that purpose alone, I haven't deleted my TikTok because there
Right.
is a value to me being exposed to content that I'm interested in that I didn't know existed.
Right.
That is the point of those windows.
Okay. Well, then
Oh,
let me
so then how do we make that function like TikTok functions for me would be like if I were Rumble and I'm not. If I were Rumble having this conversation with
right.
somebody
Right.
that's anti the window, I would want to know what would make you want to use the window. Because the purpose of the window is to push out creators to get more followers. So like to all the people that complain that they don't get featured and the people that complain that they're not in the window, well, you turn the window off. So what does the window mean anyway? That doesn't make any, that's so counterproductive to me.
To the platform. I can understand. Let me use an example then. So on so just because it's been around for a long time. So on YouTube, right? You can follow a lot of people. You'll get recommended
Yep,
their
yep,
stuff,
yep.
or you'll get recommended a surprise video that you never knew, right? That would be more in line of what I would rather go for than having a pain every day, and then you have the categories underneath, and then you have this different selections of different just the live section and the crypto section and the
Yep.
let the front page be that similarity of okay, you people you follow, you get recommended their videos, and then maybe you'll get like a surprise video that leads out rabbit hole, right?
Yeah.
Not really much of a rabbit hole with Rumble, at
No,
least
there's
so far.
not. There's not.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this question. Do
Yes.
you consume a lot of Rumble content or do you just create a lot of Rumble content?
I do well, I create both Rumble and YouTube, so it's not just Rumble. It's
Great.
a
But
big
we're talking
mixture.
about the Rumble. We're talking about the
Right,
window right now. So like
right.
I'm curious and I'm
I
curious based off of even that thing from Breeze. Like the first part of Breeze's tweet was like, or Beezy, whatever his name was, I can't remember,
mm.
was do they pay you to promote this platform? I've literally never heard anyone say they go there to consume content. So that's my question. Do you
Mm.
consume content at all here or do you just create on here?
I do watch people, yes. But if you were to ask me, do I consume more on here than YouTube? No. I consume more on YouTube because there's stuff I follow on YouTube that just isn't. I mean, yes, there are some gamers over there I follow, but it's the
Yeah,
create.
raise a plant. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
Man.
it's there's creators on YouTube that are not on Rumble, so there's that. And there's part of that part of the rabbit hole and music, right? They
Yeah.
have the music part with YouTube. So there's points that yes, I do watch some people on Rumble. Heck, my pay it forward streams are about promoting
Yeah.
different people on who are live streaming because that's the only way, one, of discovery for right now, at least the majority of it, and two, to give donos to someone. Now you could
Yeah.
say the whole crypto wallet, but not everyone's
Yeah.
crypto. That's
Yeah.
a whole nother story. Point of that is though, is that there's just stuff on YouTube that still keeps it being enticing than Rumble. But I still watch people and I still see people on Rumble. But if you're gonna say, I would say 80% YouTube, 20% Rumble.
So I say that. Here's why I say that.
Okay.
I watch right now. 2 years ago, it wasn't the same. I watch no Twitch. I watch no Kick. If I go to those apps, I'm only going because I got an alert that someone that I care about went live there, and I want to go
Right.
in their chat. That's the only reason I go there.
Right.
Period. Like once upon a time, I would just watch whatever's featured, and because of that, Lady Desiree, the piano player that's just come over to Rumble, that's very well established on Kick. I met her at Rumble and at the studio with Side Scrollers, and
Yeah.
she's becoming a great friend of mine. I only know of her because of that window on Kick. She was featured on the Kick window years ago,
Mhm.
and so when she came to Rumble, I was like, "Oh, I know who this person is. Like, let's
Yeah.
connect. Like, hey, I used to watch you on Kick, blah blah blah, whatever it is, whatever it is, whatever it is."
Yeah.
Funny story: when I met Des in real life for the first time,
Mhm.
we were at a meeting with the Side Scrollers guys, and she came to the meeting, and she was like, "I feel like I know you," and I was like, "I feel like I know you too." And
Mhm.
I was like, "What's your name?" She's like, "Well, my name is Desiree." Yada yada yada. Yada. And then later, she was talking about her stream. I was like, "What's your streamer name?" And she's like, "Lady Desiree." I was like, "Oh, I know you." Like I was like, "I'm This Is the Ray," and she's like, "Oh, I remember you. You blah blah blah." And so like, but the point that I'm making there is like, even in the IRL communication or beyond that, like, had it not been for the window on Kick, I would have never gone to her stream ever. Now I know that it's a really unique thing that I end up meeting her in real life, and we've done some
Yeah.
work together. I know that's like atypical, but the point that I'm making in general is like, I will go to Rumble and I would use that Rumble window to jump into new people's streams consistently. I think it's difficult right now to comb through the Rumble gaming and find people. So like, I usually go to Rumble and I either go to studio or I go to my feed, and I go to
Mhm.
my feed, and but the problem with my feed is it's just people that I follow. Like, I had
Yeah.
to put you in my feed.
Mhm.
That's great. And I'm putting more people in my feed, but like, if there was if I had that TikTok scrolling option to see people that I might be interested in, I think that would help all of us increase our discoverability.
Right. Well, and it's yeah, and like you said, you use the window to find new people. I don't. I use so for my pay it forward stream, I go through that Rumble live stream section, starting from the very end that I can go, and then try to move my way up.
So
For a
you go
bit,
backwards.
yeah, I go
I try to
backwards.
go to like the smallest viewership,
I
and
go
then you go back.
I go to the very end of like the
Yeah.
page because it's pages. It's not a scroll up. It's
Yeah,
pages.
yeah, it's pages.
Because one, again, Rumble doesn't have geared discovery. So how do you discover people? You have to find it's a treasure trove. There is a treasure trove on Rumble, but you have to go out there and find it because Rumble's not going to do it for you, or they don't
But a
have the
significant
ability.
amount of my followers and people who are interacting with me is because I've been put on features.
I, I I get that, but I'm going to people who one some of them multi-stream, and
Yep,
if
for
you
sure.
and if you don't pay their attention at, but if you're
Yep.
multi-streaming and it doesn't work with your program, then that's understandable, but it varies. My point is that through this thing with the pay for stream, while you may talk about a few people you've met through the window you see on there,
Yep.
through my pay for stream, I've probably met 7 to 8 more people than you have talked
Oh,
about.
you probably met a ton more because you've got a concept behind the stream, and you're seeking it out. So you have a
Mhm.
reason to seek it out. I don't.
Right.
I'm not patient. So like, if I go to the gaming section
Right.
and the gaming session is a majority of the people that I'm already following,
Yeah.
I'm not scrolling through 15 pages to find the person that's the end of the list. You know what I mean? But
Right.
also, I mean, it's the hand in hand of that thing that we talked about earlier with like creators that aren't engaged in their chat and stuff like that. I've also rated out streamers that I went to, so like PUBG, right? When I was
Mhm.
playing mostly PUBG here,
Right.
because I love PUBG a lot. It's like
Yeah,
probably
it's
my
in your
favorite game.
bio.
Yeah, yeah, I love PUBG, right? Okay, so I would go to the PUBG section, and there would only ever be like me and one other person. Like literally for the first 3 months I was here, there's only two people in Rumble that played PUBG.
Mhm.
A lot of people would come in my chat and be like, "Oh, Ray, it looked like you had fun playing PUBG. I'm gonna start playing it now." Now, it's still not a big. It's totally dead now. I don't think anyone's playing PUBG on Rumble.
Right.
But there were several occasions over the course of those 4 months were that only other PUBG player, I would go in his chat at the end of my stream. I would just
Mhm.
rate his stream out and he would have one viewer, which my assumption is that one viewer is him. I'm not mad at
Yeah.
it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that's my assumption.
Yeah.
No one's watching him. I would go into his stream. I would rate him with 75, 150, 200 viewers.
Mhm.
Okay. That would hold on to being 60, 70, 80, 100 viewers, whatever.
Right.
And I'm in chat. Oh, what's up, man? We're here to raid. Love PUBG. Love meet the PUBG community. Not once in the 4 times that I rated him did he ever even one time be like, oh, hey, Ray. Not once.
Right.
Not once did he talk. So now I, as a creator, I can't be raiding some dude that's not going to pay attention to people and bring it
Right.
over here. That makes me look bad. So like eventually that has to die off. That's my point. Like I think if there was a way to customize that window, or I think it was maybe it was Maeve or Live who said it a minute ago, that you could it's Maeve, that you could select tags that would give you content that you want to follow, so it pushed
Yes.
out to you the kind of content. I think that would help a lot of people beyond even guys like me get discovered. All these people that are in my Spotify liked playlist right now because I literally was thumb scrolling TikTok and I heard their song and it was good enough for me to push the follow on Spotify button.
Yeah.
I think that can happen here. It's just not right now.
Yes. But again, that's the different perspectives at a point. You say you're not patient, and so you're not going to
No,
go.
I'm not. I just want, I don't, I'm not going to go through 30 pages of a gaming content and half of it's
Well,
right now are creators.
I do the whole live page, but
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from. But that's also the point of the difference of the growth of Rumble, right? Like I did it because it's sort of based off the Rumble rate thing that Chris Pavlovsky did with Flawed
Yeah.
a long time ago, and they were given like 10K away, right? They're
Yeah.
just given not all at once, but in different sections. And so I wanted to do something that was kind of similar, but after a while I didn't call it a raid because I didn't have anyone to raid out with. It was more of just paying it forward because I wanted to see this platform grow as well. And also there's a lot of hidden people who don't get seen. And yeah, you'd be correct. There are people who can go into the
Yeah.
stream many
Yeah.
times and they don't respond. And that's okay. You judge it based about that is your prerogative to do how you want it to. But I'm still going to go and stop by some people's stream. If they don't see me, that's great. I've been there for a little bit, going on to the
Yep.
next. I'm not tied to these people. But there are people who don't get seen, and
Yeah.
after a while they get discouraged, and after a while they're not going to be on the platform anymore because no one came to see them, or they didn't get the algorithm, or they didn't get the editor's pick, or whatever. Just the spotlight for once. They didn't get that. Again, I've taught the many people, the community of Rumble, right? The community of Rumble, the gaming or whatever, is limited because of the treasure trove it has on the platform itself, and like you or many others, without the patience of going and seeking those people out. Because again,
Yep.
Rumble does not have that great ability to discover people. You have to go do the digging. You have to go out in that field and you have to take the shovel and you have to take the metal detector and you have to go out there and you have to find those pieces of gold and silver. But you have to do the work. But you do work in different areas, improving your
Yep.
quality of solar stuff. But are you going to go out there and are you going to go out and look through each page and see that majority of the time it's 24/7 page or so on and so forth, and going to find people who you gaming or whatnot? No, because you don't have the patience for it.
I'm looking for something specifically right now.
Mm.
I am way more I'm trying to look for the McNasty. That was his name, McNasty. McNasty was first week on Rumble, got in my chat talking about Battlefield with me in the middle of the Battlefield Red Sec chat.
Mhm.
I invited him to come play the game. He came play. I rated him, pushed him, followed him, did all the things. That is the more organic way that I'm going to do it. Like
Yeah.
when I meet people and they come in, go check it out.
Yeah, man.
Later, Maeve.
No, and again, how you do it is how you do it. Don't
Yeah, for
listen
sure.
to me about how to do it.
It might not be right. It might not be wrong. It might just be what it is.
Yeah. My point of why I do it was because when going back to the Chris Flood thing is they had a stipulation. You had to show your face, you had to do all this stuff. In order to get anything, you had to show something. I don't give a lot of money out because I don't have a lot of money myself.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
the point of the matter is I'm paying it forward. Because eventually they're gonna see the comments. Eventually they're gonna see the chat and they're gonna see a name. And they said, hey, this guy stopped by. I missed him, but he stopped by. That's the other side of that flip coin. I've had many people. I've left a repost, or it's mostly through comments, but a repost as well. I've had people reach out. I've met Grim through
Yeah.
my Pay It Forward stream. Heck in the Y, father and daughter duo streamers on this platform. I met it through the Pay It Forward stream, and so many others. The point of the matter is, though, is yes, you have your stipulations of how you're going to do this. Do it the way you're going to do it. Don't listen to me about it. But I'm going to sit here and tell you, there's treasure in them hills, and if you don't have the patience for it, you're going to miss out.
Yeah, but like again, like if you had Windows and customizable
Custom,
filter
yeah.
experiences, like it'd be way easier.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We go back to the self-curation part. Yes, it would be
Yeah.
much easier if you had self-curation, but you don't have. If you can't, look at this. You either have the algorithm or you have self-curation. None of it's there.
Yeah, but I think this too. I think that like on the one hand, people are frustrated that they're saying that there's favoritism in the picks because they're being picked by humans, and it's hard to argue that. You can't argue that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not arguing that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if it flips totally to an algorithm, even the people who have been being featured that will not get featured because the algorithm is going to break them, it's going to be the opposite complaint. Oh, it's an algorithm.
There is on any platform. There is no way to satisfy everyone. That
No,
is
there's
the
no
rule
way.
of life. The
Yep.
rule of life is you're not going to be able. Look. The people I've had on as guests on DaraChat, some of them I've been blocked by. No reason why, no conversation. I've never had a bad thing to say about them. They just blocked me because of whatever reason. Such is life. All
Yep.
right. But I get to say I've talked to over 300 people. What do they get to say? I get something that they can't counter with. I got something that they can't even overcome. I have talked to
Yep.
more people than majority of some of these people have. The point of the matter is, though, is how you're going to treat this and what do you expect out of this. And part of that responsibility as Rumble's a platform is on Rumble.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
All right. Now,
I think that they've got to find a way to make it function.
yes.
Um,
And again, it's not about beating Rumble with a stick and saying you're not doing enough. The point of the matter is trying to change and adapt and overcome. Because I got a year's worth of data to show you they're still missing some pieces.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I don't think anyone's arguing that. And I honestly don't think that Rumble would argue that.
I think they would.
I mean, what do you expect them to do? To have Chris Pavlovsky go on Twitter and be like, "Yes, we suck in these places," or
No, they're
do you
not going
think
to do
Chris-
it. It's a business. They're
Yeah,
not going to do that because.
But
he's
I
CEO.
will say that Chris and Rick both go on there all the time. They're like, "Hey, we've heard you. This is what we've done." And some of those things have been super fast. Some of those things have been
Yes.
unbelievably fast.
I will agree to that.
Some of them
Yes.
have not been. You know what I mean?
My point is that sometimes, as I've had someone on for the Rumble Square, it's DJ Smooth, where he says sometimes they overpromise and underdeliver, and that is an issue. Look, we are in a time right now where the technology that used to be long time ago for the other platforms is already up and come and gone. Now, some of them don't have what Rumble has, and that's a differ. But the problem of it is there are some technologies that other platforms have that
Yeah.
they don't. They're trying to compete with a small team. They're trying to compete with
A
big
very
guys.
small team.
Around 135 people. Around 135 people. They're trying to compete with the big top dogs with what they have, and they've been established for years. We can agree on that. And they're
those
trying
big
to.
top dogs, like you said earlier, are backed by Google and they're backed by Amazon and they're backed
Yes.
by like
Stake.
unlimited pockets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stake is
Yeah.
but yeah, and then there's that too. So they have unlimited pockets. The point of the matter is though, is they have to compete to try to get there. Otherwise, they stay small, and they're not going to grow to the point that they need to in order to be more successful. They want to be the pinpoint. They want to beat YouTube. They want to be Twitch. They want to do all this stuff.
Yep.
But when you talk big and you have little to show for it, that's a big problem. But they're a business. They're going to do the business thing. I get that. But I'm not here for. I don't care. I care about hearing the people who have issues, not the complainers, the true complainers. There are people who complain, but they do have reasons of why. I'm here to hear those people out, and try to gather that feedback and find out where people are at of what the majority of people want from this platform. What would help make their experience better? What would make their use of it better? And the majority of time, content discovery, platform stability, the two things Rumble from the very beginning of towards the end of last year to now are the two very things they've been suffering on. They've been trying to find ways, but
Yep.
I,
I'm in there. Yet.
I get it's not it's about I'm going to use
Yeah,
data.
I would say too, though, like you said earlier, and I'm agreeing with you here. Like, there's a difference in people who are offering solutions and people that are complaining because they're gonna find everything to complain about.
Right? Yeah,
Two different things.
there are true complainers, and there are people who've been burnt.
Yeah, you got
Of course.
guys like Silver Fox that'll be like, "Hey, here's an actual issue that I
Yeah,
have," and he'll say it
exactly.
publicly. And then
Yes.
you got guys like Mike that have spent the last 3 months complaining about every single thing because they're hurting the shorts that they're not getting featured like they used to. I mean, like, we can say all of it. I'm not even saying he's not justified, but
Mhm.
he makes the decision to constantly go on. And that was one of the
Yes.
points that Joe Donuts made to him and said, like, "Hey guys, like, your content is so negative about everything and you're complaining about everything. I don't want to get off work and come home and listen to you for 2 hours complain."
Yeah, I
So
saw
I mean,
that.
like that's the point that I'm drawing. And again, like,
Mm.
I'm not like, you know, knocking or whatever. Mrs. Sparkles. Well, there you
Yeah,
go.
on the YouTube side, hey, Miss Sparkles. No, and I get that. Again, I want to be realistic. I want to be supportive, but I also want to be in the place of understanding because there again, some people have been burnt, some people are frustrated, and the best way to do it. Look, my mom would always tell me, if you know how to deal with angry people, you have a superpower.
Yeah.
And
But I mean, like, hold on. To your point, you said some people would be frustrated. Like, so what? Like, honestly, who are the people that their frustration actually matters? And I'm not saying this to be like an elitist jerk. I'm just saying, like, there are people on every single platform that are
yes.
frustrated that their only viewer is them on their iPhone on the side while they're streaming. I
Mhm,
get that. There are people, there are communities of people that are
mhm.
like, "Oh, stay strong, King," for the one viewer Twitch Kings.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Like, okay, like, again, dude, everyone can't do this. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do this at the level of the great ones. I know
Mhm.
who I am. I know where I am. I'm super confident in who and what I am, but I'm also never going to pretend that like I'm going head to head with freaking Timmy.
Well, yeah.
It's not, but it's not the thing. Like, in
Mhm,
viewership and creativity, and anyway, it's not what's happening. Okay,
mhm,
so like, if I go to YouTube where
mhm.
Timmy has hundreds of thousands of followers and I get
Yes.
0 and
Mhm,
I'm frustrated,
mhm.
no one cares. No one cares that
It's too
this is
big.
the Ray is frustrated in how his
Mhm,
Twitter or his Twitch and Kick and TikTok and YouTube career went.
mhm.
Why are we so worried about people on Rumble? And I'm not like, the community is here and lifts people up, and I think this community is so far advanced in the care for other creators that I've seen anywhere else. So like, I'm
Mhm.
also not saying like everyone go out and be a jerk. I'm just saying, like, we cannot make business decisions on the growth of a platform or the growth of our own brand based off the fact that the people who are already not successful are going to be frustrated they're not successful.
Right, and that's understandable. My point is, when you have those frustrated people, would you not be willing to sit down and ask, "Okay, so what is your frustration?" Would you not be wanting to find out what that point is and hearing them
And
out?
here's why no. Because when people get to the place where all they do is publicly complain about everything, they're never going to hear anything. The only thing that will ever stop the complaining is when they have 500 people in chat.
Now, I would believe that if it was just the true complainers that we've talked about. But I don't believe that because I've talked to people who've been frustrated and I've talked to them and found out what their frustration is. Yeah, I'm not going to convince them to come on to Rumble and do all that stuff, but I am going to hear them out and figure out, okay, so what has been yours? Many times it's about the UI. The UI sucks. When people say it's the UI sucks on Rumble, they're really people that aren't going to
If
give
the
their
UI
like.
sucks has nothing to do with how many viewers you have and how successful you are as a
R
creator.
I'm trying to yeah, trying to give an example. But the point of the matter is though, if you can't be heard out a bit at the frustrations and all that stuff, and maybe you could that person could be a true complainer and you're just wasting your time. The point is at least someone to some degree took their time, heard them out, and did
Do
it go
you think
well?
that these other platforms are paying somebody to listen to people's complaints that are not successful on their platform?
Do you think any platform at any point cares about any content creator at
No.
all unless they make the money?
Nope.
Well
0.
then but I'm not the platform though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, but hold on. Let me clarify. Look, man, you can do whatever you want. Like, you can go run a charity soup kitchen 9 days a week and feed whoever you want to
Mm,
feed. Like, I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm not saying there's not value in that. I'm not saying that's not fulfilling for you. I'm saying these complainers, and what we started this conversation 2 hours ago talking about was people that go online, they go on Twitter, they make videos on TikTok, they go on social media, and they dog every single platform that they're on because the platform is not helping them have success. And that's just not true here or anywhere else. Are there things that here could be better? Yes, I think there are industry standards that YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick have that Rumble doesn't have yet. I absolutely believe that.
Right.
I also believe that Rumble is taking steps. Maybe they're slower sometimes, maybe they're not, but they are growing. But the point that I'm making, my general thesis for this whole conversation is
Right.
people who are pissed off because they feel like they're better than they are never going to be satiated.
All I
They're
all
just not.
all I ask out of that is to make great discernment on if they are true complainers or not, because
Yep, I get it.
I've seen some people who are not true complainers and they get dismissed because they bring up something that not few people want to hear. You're
Look,
right.
brother,
They
I'm
don't.
telling you right now, if someone is complaining,
Mhm.
right, and they're running their mouth, and I go to their stream, and they're streaming at the level of, let's just say, Silver Fox, because we said that Silver Fox is the guy that complains, right? And Silver Fox is very successful on his platform, over 5,000 followers. His chat is constantly moving. He's
Yeah.
constantly got 50, 60, 70, 80 to a couple hundred people. Like a low
Yeah.
stream for him is 50 people in the chat. Okay.
Mhm.
He networks, he does all of the things. If I go in your stream and you are a content creator on the level of Silver Fox, and you're doing all of the things, and you have a thought about production quality, and you have one viewer, okay, maybe you have something to complain about. But 12 times out of 10, that is not the stream quality of who's complaining.
Right.
It's just not. And
Yeah.
like, I'm not trying to beat up on streamers that aren't technically savvy or who are weak behind the mic. I'm not beating up on you. I'm just saying those reasons are the reasons that you don't get seen.
Right.
And even bad creators with a good personality can grow a community. But the work that has to go into it. Are you going into other people's chats? Are you cultivating community? Are you doing all the things the live search says just cause drama? It's easy engagement. I mean, like, there's
Well,
a
that's
truth
there's
to
any
that.
platform. Yeah,
There's
there's
a
any
truth to that.
platform.
But the point that I'm making is you have these guys that they feel like that. If I complain and I say stuff that the community is going to turn on me, at least they'll see me and they'll know me, and maybe I'll grow from that. And it's just not how Rumble's built. It's just not. And it's not how TikTok's built. It's not how Twitch is built. It's not how Kick is built. It's not how YouTube's built. You got to be good at it for it to sustain.
Well, I'm glad you said sustained, because otherwise I said, well, there's rage baiters and there's
There are.
baiters, so that it just doesn't sustain very long. It can work for a little bit, but it doesn't sustain
One of
very
the
long.
greatest Kick rage baiters of all time has found a home in Rumble.
Oh yeah, I think
Joker's
I
one of
know
the, Joker made a career out of rage baiting Kick.
that.
He will tell you that. I'm not saying something to like knock the guy. He will tell you that.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, but like he also has production value, and he also, whether you love him or hate him, is entertaining to either hate watch or love watch. Like,
Sure.
there's things that he's doing that are unique to him, and that holds on to that sustainability. Again, someone of his production quality, someone of his communication, and I'm not suggesting that his content is for everybody,
Right.
but these are not the people that are out there going, oh my God, everything sucks. Rumble's the worst. Rumble's going to fold. Rumble's the smallest platform ever, and they didn't love me, so I can't love them, and nothing's going to work. They're the guys that are saying, hey man, there's something weird in the API.
Yeah.
Hey man, like that's what I'm trying to like separate,
Right.
is that there are negative, depressed, failed creators that are complaining for no other reason the fact that they're failing.
Native Nancy's, I think, is
Yeah.
what the term was a long time ago. But no, again, I just go into discernment of separating the wheat from the chaff, because they're
Sure.
yeah. But anyway, it is the top of the hour again, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our promotion like we did earlier, but we're gonna start heading in the way out, because I do have to wake up in the morning, and
Let's do it, man.
yeah, because and also I have a family event I have to get going to this weekend, so I do not want to be staying up too late. I'm hoping it's not snowing out too either, because it's been snowing.
Oh, dude, it don't snow here ever. It's the
Are
best
you?
thing.
Oh, that's right. You're in Florida.
South Florida, baby boy.
Oh
It's
goodness.
never snows.
Except you get hurricanes. So
You know what? Yes, we do. I have been lucky and not experienced one yet.
well, yes, that's good, because I could tell you people who've probably been into those. not been a good time. Same with
No,
people
not a
who
good
live in
time.
tornado areas. Yeah. So, but the trade off is you don't get snow,
I don't
but you
get
do get
snow. I don't
hurricanes.
get
Yeah.
cold. I don't get ice. I don't get any of that stuff. My house, our air conditioning does not even have heat on it. It doesn't exist. I cannot turn the heat on. There's no heat. It's just
Wow.
cold.
Well, I do believe the cold has reached Florida at least a few times,
Yeah,
at
but
least
I'm so
40s.
far south. I'm in South Florida. I'm
Oh,
below like the equator or whatever, like the subtropics. And so like the
really?
weather here where I live is the same weather as Cancun all year long.
Wait, you're not in the Keys, are you?
I'm about an hour and a half north of the Keys.
Oh, okay.
Hour
I was,
45 north. I'm in
I
West
was
Palm.
okay. Well, I was about to say because I was like, if you're so far south, it's like the West Keys down there because that's like Florida, small
No,
parts of
so
Florida.
like below, like Orlando's above it, and so like Orlando has like actual winter. It's like 40 or 50 for a couple weeks. We don't
Yeah.
like we will get a month that in the evenings it'll be like 55, and during the
Mm,
days it'll be like 78 to 81, but there's like no humidity. Like that's
mm.
our win.
Oh,
That's
that's
our
good.
winter.
Yeah, I know humidity's pretty. I've only been there a few times because obviously Orlando, Walt Disney World, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, all this stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, humidity is. I just remember humidity being one of those big things. Like,
Yeah, you get used to it. And it's weird, the same way that people get used to the cold. They say that your blood thickens or thins depending on where you are and what the weather is. And so when I first moved down here like 15 years ago,
mm,
um, the first month that I lived here, I just sweat always. I sweat
yeah.
in bed, I sweat in the shower, I
Oh,
sweat always.
oh,
But then like literally like about a month into it, one day it was just like it just stopped. Like
ugh.
it was just normal.
That's when you wake up and your pillow's all wet. It's like, oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh goodness. But
Jeremy,
anyway,
man, thanks for having me, brother.
oh yeah, no, thank you for coming on.
I'm
Thank
glad
you
we
for
could
having us.
finally do it.
Yes, reunited and well, actually, no, that's the wrong song.
United for the
Uh,
first time.
yeah. It feels like the first time. Foreigner,
Oh, there goes.
foreigner.
There goes. There goes.
Anyway, there's your link. Go ahead.
Hey man, you guys can find me on Twitter. That's my most active social media platform. You can find me there at This Is The Ray. Yes, I said Twitter. I know it's X. It's still Twitter. Um, so don't repost me. Come retweet me because we are very much baptized and indoctrinated in the Twitter lore. And then on Rumble, it's also This Is The Ray and This Is The Ray Gaming. Those are really the two places that I'm focused on right now. You'll see some of my content on TikTok from time to time. I kind of like test the algorithm, see how things go. My sports content crushes on TikTok. Like the last video I
Really?
did has got like it's up to like 88,000 views. My sports content kills on TikTok. Nothing else I do kills on TikTok. It's crazy. Um, but yeah, you can find me at This Is The Ray. This is The Ray Gaming. I am on all the other streaming platforms. It's going to be a little bit before you see me there because, like I said, I am
Mm,
focusing on trying to build the Rumble community right now and kind of get my foot
mm,
in the door there.
mm.
And then yeah, but Twitter all the time. I'm on Twitter all day, every day, constantly tweeting. So we'd love to see you guys over there and on Rumble.
Yeah, the man just throws bombs out there like he's from the south. But anyway,
What? What bombs? What bombs?
sometimes they're truth bombs, sometimes they're just bombs in regular. But we'll
Oh,
go
on my
there.
Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I pissed off so many people in the last 2 days.
Yeah, no, I did see that post you were talking about the content creator thing, which it was a lot. It was a TLDR after a certain point.
Yeah, I get it.
But no, there is some truth to that it kind of needs to be a reminder that content creation should never be a first thought. It should be an afterthought.
Yeah.
Because again, if you've ever done any work in the food industry, like pizza delivery, waitressing, all that stuff, it's basically that.
Yep.
You're somebody's favorite bartender. You're somebody's favorite
Yeah.
waitress or
Yep.
waiter.
Yep.
Somebody's favorite driver
The
at a
digital
certain
bartender tracks.
digital bartender. Yeah, digital. That's what content creation is. You're a digital
Yeah.
bartender. If you don't know how to make the drinks, well, please don't drink.
Yeah.
Don't drink the drinks. But anyway, for my end of things, and again, his links will be down below on both the
Yep.
Rumble side and YouTube side. But for my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side or YouTube side itself, you can, if you don't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because not only is it helping being seen more, like all content creators want to be. Let's be honest there. Maybe there's like one rare one that says, I don't want to be seen at all. I'm not going to be seen. But it also helps with having other people on, like This Is The Ray, Alaska Man Jeff, Tom B, a whole, again, over 300 various guests I've been on DaraChat, and right now I'm in the works with uh, the Amish Zaku to make like little 3D printed things for like the people who've reached those milestones, like the first and the hundreds and all that sort of stuff. Because I didn't think I'd have talked to over 300 people, so it's an interesting time. But any help with
Counting,
the
brother. 300
oh,
people and counting.
300 people in count. It's like the Flintstone song. How'd it go? Uh,
10,000
strong
strong
and
and
grow.
growing. Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad you remembered that because I was like, how would it go
Yep.
again?
Yep. Yep. I do remember.
Oh goodness. But anyway, but yes, any help. I just look, I grow on YouTube too. It's slow, but I still grow. I still grow on YouTube, and I'm not gonna look, I've only had one stream turn to an 18 plus, and that was because of some thing that looked like violence, but whatever. The point of the matter is that I'm not gonna just throw it away because I'm growing too slow. I'm
Yep.
in it for the long haul. But any end of help with the engagement factor is much appreciated, of course. I gotta go back to where I was. Gotta find the links. I always like. I don't want to do copy paste, so I try to go back up through the chat. Oh, thanks, Comics Wife. Much appreciated. I'll get that. I'll get that once I get. Nope, I went too far. Where? Oh, here we go. Here we go. There's my links right there. You can go there. It's my sort of link tree. You can find my Twitter X there. I'll give a reason why I call it Twitter X. You can find my email there. You can also find my link to Discord there, but it's mostly just for DMing. I don't have a server. Not interested. Already heard enough horror stories. End of story. But also my Rumble and YouTube links are there as well. So you can, if you want to find out what's I'm at for streaming, you can go there. And of course, like I said earlier, I'm part of Proton's partner program. I am promoting their Proton Unlimited plan. Look, I use it. You don't have to buy it if you don't want to, but it is an option. Again, if you're a privacy-oriented person, this is a privacy-oriented company, and they do their best with a bunch of stuff. They're updating and all this sort of stuff over time, and it's not perfect, but at the end of the day, they do a lot of stuff that is very helpful to people, and I just promote for the benefit. I can get paid for it, but that's not the point of why I do it. So there's that, and of course, Bill Tong. Bill Tong was sort of a surprise for me. Um, they I didn't ask for anything. They just kind of asked me and gave it. Um, and right now I'm actually rating white now for an order I got for Biltong. So I'm hoping it's out there. It's cold. It'll stay good. But like I just showed earlier on the website, you can go there. If you do want to buy something, they carry a lot of stuff more than Biltong. UK sweets, UK treats, drinks, South African, all sorts of stuff. You can go there, and if you do buy something, you can use code DARA to get 10% off the wholesale, meaning the cart, the whole of the cart. You get 10% off what's all in that cart. But regardless, it's a husband and wife who are making this. They're making it in Texas. It's made in America, and they're pretty great people. I actually got to speak with the Mrs. Nicole because I had to get an address corrected, and she's really nice, really lovely, and they really are wonderful people. So you're also helping a sort of family business as well. So even though it's in Texas, they do deliver all throughout the United States. I don't know outside the United States, but I'm in the United States, so I don't have to worry about that. But anyway, you can go to that link and all this stuff right there, and thank you for that. And of course, thank you to the lovely comics queen who I've had on as well. Lovely lady. She's wife to comics dad who I've had on also. So thank you for that. But again, of course, like I said, tomorrow I will not be on. I will be doing a family event, but I will be posting next week's schedule on Sunday, as always. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So just look out for that on Sunday, because maybe you'll see someone you recognize that week.
Oh, watch out.
So, and yes, the third Railify and Gene are coming on next week, but I won't tell you what day until that. So there you go. But also, the last thing I do with my guests is always a special treat. It's called Questions from a Hat. So
Oh,
what
nice.
happened? So what happened is I bought a hat from Rumble, obviously,
There you go.
and I put
I have that
questions.
hat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mine's not flexy though.
I've never worn this hat,
Mm.
so it's still fresh as new. It just has questions in it. But what happens is that my guest gets 2 freebie questions because I'm just so generous in that
You are
manner.
so generous, man. Look at that.
I try so hard. But what happens is that if the people in chat, Rumble side, because I'm not monetizing YouTube, but if the people in chat want to have more questions out of the chat, then they can pay for it. You can throw $1 down. You can throw. Look, all those papers on the wall right there. Those are all Rumble rants.
Oh, nice.
All of them. right there, all of them. So, but if you want more than the 2 questions, you have to give a Roman rep for it. That's how this process works. So I'm gonna reach into the hat for the first question. Are you ready, good sir?
Can't wait.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they all say, and then like, wait a second, what was that question again? I've had that happen before, so don't worry. Anyway, here's the first question right here. Let's see what it says. What's the most absurd thing you believed in as a child?
Hmm.
Made you think, didn't I?
Um. I mean, I would say something boring like Santa Claus because like
Mm.
everyone says Santa Claus. I used to believe that like when I was a kid, we had a pool in our backyard. I'd go
Mhm.
swimming. I could swim pretty good.
Yeah.
I used to believe that if I tried hard enough, I'd be able to like have superpowers to control the water. It never did work though.
Dang it. Gotta swim harder, Ray.
No, no,
Uh,
never did. Never did work.
Look, Ma, it works. It works.
No, you're just being.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. No wonder it's turning yellow.
There you go.
Here's question number 2. This question is: what sound do you enjoy hearing, or what sound do you like hearing? What
Like,
sound? What sound is pleasant to hear to you?
I'm a big music guy. I've grown up. I played several instruments. But weirdly, as I've gotten older,
Mm,
and I think it's because my mom always tells me that I was ADD in the 80s before there was a name for it. Like
right.
it was undiagnosed. For some reason, any like um house music or EDM that's got like a 4 on the floor drum beat where it's just like droning, do.
Mm,
Something about it, just like I could be ramped up and I'll just like, and like if I'm working on a project editing, I'll have that playing and I just dial in. So I don't know if that's what you're asking me. Like I don't know if you're asking
yeah.
if like I like the sound of people
Oh,
stepping on peanuts or something, but like no, like for some reason, like 4 on the floor house music just the weird thing is like as a musician, like I'm actually more prone to like organic stuff. I listen to a ton of Hans Zimmer music. I listen to a ton of like
oh yeah.
old
Oh,
guitar players, stuff like that. Actually, my Spotify rap just came in. I'm in the 0.0003% of Hans Zimmer listeners. I'm in like the top 1,000 in the world. So
nice.
like I listen to a lot of Hans Zimmer, but like something about that droning EDM music will just like
Mm,
so
oh
maybe
yeah.
I don't know if that's the answer, but that's the answer.
Interstellar.
What a great soundtrack.
Oh
Fantastic.
my goodness. It may sound like it's the same song playing, but it hits those right points.
Man, it's so
Man,
good.
that movie, for what I have, actually, funny thing, I have the Blu-ray that
Yep.
actually has a cell from the movie.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
Hold on.
cool.
Where did oh, hold on. 1 second. 1 second. I got it. All right. So here's that. This
Nice.
is it. Now you won't be able to see it very well, but it is kind of dark. But it's the IMAX cell.
That's
Right.
so cool.
Like I think it's from. Oh, this looks like it's from the bookcase. I know you can't see it, but you
Yeah,
can't see
I
it.
see the bookcase.
Yeah,
Yeah, when the light passes through it, I can see it in your camera.
yeah.
Oh,
It's look bookcases, but yeah, they actually for a period of time they gave an actual film
that's
cell.
cool.
Now my dad got one too, and he got it when it was the space when the spaceship was in the area where Gargantua was. Like you
Yeah.
could see Gargantua. So, but no, I this is one of my 10 out of 10 movies,
Yeah,
just
sweet.
because it's powerful like that. It's powerful like that. But no,
Inception
Hans.
was also really good.
Yeah, no, I really like that how they did all that stuff with like they use that one song to kind of like do the kicking
Yep.
stuff. But no, I really
Call
like
that a
that one
motif. When there's
motif.
one sound or one piece of music that repeats itself for a character or for a scene or for a thing, it's
Mm.
called a motif.
What about the Dune one?
I love Dune 1 and 2. Those soundtracks are awesome.
Mm. Oh, Igor. He says Igor combines black metal, baroque music, breakcore, and trip hop in one. Oh, that's
I've never
interesting.
heard of him, but I'll look it up.
Yeah. Now, have you ever heard of a creator Deadmau5?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's within the field of what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. That like just droning club stuff, like it
Mm.
can be crazy, but if it's got that 4 on the floor kick pattern, it just
Did you? There was. It's funny. If you've ever heard of Linus Tips, he
Yeah.
actually got to go to
Linus
his
Tech
house.
Tips.
Yeah,
Linus Tech Tips. Yeah.
he got to actually go to Dead Mouse's house, or
And check out
Joel.
the studio.
Oh my god. I can't believe how much money he spent for that. That was
Yeah.
like almost, well, half a like 500 million or something like that. I
Yeah.
don't remember. That's
Imagine having
insane.
that much money.
Holy crap. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's Dead Mouse. I mean,
Yep.
it makes sense. But sorry about that. But anyway, that gonna be a long night. Or I like Daft Punk and
Yep.
Justice, but that's BS at the point. But anyway, that is the end of the show, of course. And again, thank you to all who came and chat. I appreciate you all, and of course, thank you to Comics Queen for the raid, and of course, thank you to the man himself. This is the Ray, or I say Ray the man,
Oh yeah.
as it were. Ray
This
the
is
man.
the Ray.
This is the Ray, right? The Ray, man of many talents.
Boom. Yep.
That's the title. But anyway,
Yeah.
thank you, good sir. And of course, like I always say to my guests, you are always welcome to come back because
Hey
there's
man.
always more to talk about.
Anytime.
Doesn't have to be about the silly stuff. Look, life is silly enough in itself,
Yep.
and you only get so much time to spend with it. So, but anyway, I end the show like you saw earlier with the intro video. I end the stream with "One Day with You" by Pogo. And again, like I said, if you want to see other videos that Pogo had, and I have, and in my stuff as well, you can go to the link down in the description that links to his channel. He hasn't made anything very much for a while because of social media stuff. He got disenfranchised and all that. He actually was, funny thing, he actually was on Crowder's show once. So that episode still exists.
Nice.
Yep. So anyway, One Day with You by Pogo. Have a great rest of your night and have a great weekend because I will not be here tomorrow. So there is that. But I will see you Monday. Have a great night, guys.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Thanks so much.